Send it. We are live right now, everybody. There you go. Taking a look at the audio right here coming in. What's going on, y'all? Welcome. Welcome. All right, there we are. Let's go ahead and take a look at the audio. We're running good. Start getting everybody here in the house, fam. How are we all doing, everybody? Are we ready for today? Start getting everybody here in the house, fam. There you go. How are we all doing, everybody? Are we ready for today? All right. Audio is it's good. We're getting everything set up before the masses arrive, before 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Usually in the office back in Texas, we are Central Time, but now today we are Eastern Time, which is a little easier. It's a little easier. Everybody, what's going on, y'all? And welcome. I'm looking at my screen right here. Everything looks good. Once we play the famous press conference, right, you will be able to see and enjoy with me right here. But that's still some hours away from right now. I think what I want to do in this long video, long live stream, is go over everything that we have seen in this month of July. There's so much to talk about, guys. Take a look. I'm gonna take a look at the comments, at the questions, at the chat, because you guys are the reason why we're here. Let's go ahead and pump up all the likes right now. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. We bring you daily videos, daily content. Some people like it, some people like it a lot, some people are tired of hearing me say the same thing. However, once we are pumping to the moon, you and I know they're the ones who are gonna be the biggest cheerleaders, because they will understand why we're doing so, right? So guys, we are very bullish, very excited. Let me give a shout out to the early members here in the channel. Josh in the house, Crypto Zero, BMP, Emily in the house, a few members as well. So really excited to have you guys here on board. So, you know, I'm here. What's going to happen today? Questions we have. Well, what we're going to be having today, guys, is the every monthly or month and a half FOMC meeting coming from the Federal Reserve that everybody's going to be talking about today in the world of stocks, in the world of investing, markets, and crypto. And the reason why is that is because as soon as we have our first Federal Funds Reserve cut, everything starts to change. Everything starts to change for the better for us in crypto. And we'll go ahead and explain even in more detail. SHIBA INU holders watching, we're live, and finally I see green in the 30-minute candle. I'm just gonna say it, guys. Very happy to see that, because OMG, like, where are we hanging on, right? to it's been tough for sure. Bitcoin right now, 66,000. Let's go ahead and bring some markers right here. Price label at $70,000. You know, a few days ago. Then we dropped a lot after the convention, after the Bitcoin conference. We were 70, boom, all the way down. Now 65 or so. We came all the way down to, here it is. Are we not gonna be building back up? And today is, I think, it's a great day for us to investigate, to go through many different points and be bullish. The table that you see right right behind me, everybody. What is that table? Well, I'm gonna explain it. That's the watch tool. That's where we see the next decision to be made by the FOMC committee, and the board of directors, of bankers, come over and say, this is what we're gonna do in the United States economy. And I'll tell you guys, finally, inflation has cooled down. We discussed yesterday in length how we have 3.3% core inflation and we have 3% headline inflation. So what that means is from the 7% from the 9%, from the 5%, we're finally very close to the 2% target. And in this FOMC, I'm asking you guys in the chat, you go ahead and vote, guys, and we'll be able to see what you guys think. We're looking at a pause once again. Might be the last pause that we can have in this nice journey as we see us hit the first cut, right? So really happy to say here, guys, very exciting, honestly. I'm here to mention about Crowit Knife price prediction. What's going on midnight? Shout out to the call fam. That's really good. Right now, there's the Cronos live on X. My friend 21 Million is there. I was there for a little bit listening to Ken Timsit. A bunch of the Crow Farm members are there listening and asking questions and, going back and forth with Ken Timsit, the Cronos Labs director. So if you also want to listen to that, you're more than welcome. There's a lot of things going on in crypto as expected, FYI. Now, I'm also looking at some members in the community, especially here in Jasmy as well. Just guys, we are at 631 billion. That's what it said right here. And we're projected to go even much higher, which I like that. The altcoin market, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, is about to go parabolic. I was like, I think we're missing a few billions, and yes, we are. The table that you're seeing right here and the chart, it's a good correlation, everybody. We've been talking about a very mega super cycle. We've been talking about when are we gonna finally see our altcoins explode, when PEPE, SHIBA INU, Cronos, XRP, and even the meme coins, guys. Well, the answer to that is, first, we need to let Bitcoin and Ethereum rally to crazy numbers, and then those numbers are that liquidity is gonna be coming down to us. Because definitely, let's go ahead and give it a look to memes. This is what the meme market looks like right now, and I know you guys follow the channel for the memes, so we love it. The memes are phenomenal, are really good to make money, and that's gonna be coming our way. And you better be ready, guys. Fed's already paused the rates at peak 70K, so it's time to cut rates. Matthew, it's time to cut rates. I agree, man. I agree, 100%. So happy to have you guys. Welcome aboard. Also, take a look at the links down below. Up to 80,000, guys, USDT in rewards for futures trading. Every single video I remind you, because up to 80,000. I think that money is life-changing, especially if you 10x it, 50x it, or at least 2x it using futures trading on Sumex, on CoinW, and MarketX. My links are in the description right there. Go ahead and take a look at it. Well, there's time, right? Because there's gonna be a moment when all the people are gonna be like, "That's it, we're late." And I don't want you to guys, I don't want you to feel that way, because things are moving very, very, very quickly in this market, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at the FOMC. That's what's trending today, and what we're here for, to hear what's happening. We'll be listening live, and that's going to be really, really exciting. Jerome Powell pulling up to today's FOMC meeting to tell us nothing new. And I agree. For the last few 5, 6 FOMCs, we've been having, well, I think 5 at least, we've been having pauses after pauses after pauses. Giovanni, what's going on, man? Happy to see you. Welcome. I don't know, I think that I'll be a pause to continue the fall of the inflation. I think the good news is that they really didn't accelerate in rash thinking, because they could have always hiked the rates to speed up the deflation, speed up the cool down. But I think props to him, props to the people who know what they're doing, right? Because they paused for a long time, and we're finally seeing that effect in the economy without affecting regional banks. Because one of the things that many people may not remember is that when you hike the rates, you're putting at a disadvantage some of the regional banks, and they could collapse, because we saw many of them collapse when they were first introducing their hikes. That was in 2022, 2023. Every other month we were seeing banks just going out of business and being acquired by major bigger banks. If you remember that, you're an OG because you know what really is happening. So imagine what's going to happen. Josh in the house, I'll give a shout out right now, brother. Thank you. Imagine what's going to happen when the cut comes in. That's only going to be allowing more opportunities for people. Don't forget to like the video. Thank you, Oscar, for all the valuable info. Appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much. Make sure you give it a props to Josh Beetle in the house, major supporter and moderator. Guys, that's what we do this. That's what we do this. Greg in the house, what's going on? One up in the house, welcome, man. It is to the point. It's no longer inflation. It's just straight devaluation now, guys. And this is when we're starting to talk about. Oh, this is another good one, guys. So let's go ahead and start, having a conversation about the economy while we wait. We still have hours away, like 2 hours away, but in about 1 hour plus, we'll be having the decision. So there's time to talk about whatever we want, right? To have really a great conversation and to let people come in. But because it's been a great week, honestly. I'll tell you this. I've been just buying, guys. Money that comes in, I buy. I don't hold. I don't hold fiat. Why would you hold fiat right now? Okay. Understand that it's always good to have cash in hand. I mean, it's much very different to hold $100,000 in fiat as to holding $7,000 in fiat, right? Because you're waiting for an opportunity to come and pop off for you. So right now, I am just going in. One of the great moves that I had was jasmy, where I decided to 2x my position in jasmy, and that's paying off really well. And you guys been here for that journey. There's a few projects that I am very happy to see the decisions that we made, and all of those decisions were documented video by video, guys. So I'm just happy, man. It's once we have that what is it called? Extreme greed in the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index. Once we have that, you and I know we won't believe it. We won't believe it for sure. Josh, is your 20th super on a live stream, man. That's really good. Just the great people of our chat that is just coming in and just putting an effort and being recognized. That's what we like. Giovanni in the house says, you're afraid a Hamas leader being killed and Iran swearing revenge. Well, I mean, we have discussed the effect of war and conflicts, international conflicts in the economy, and they do have an effect. I don't know if you were watching the news, right? But I've been watching the news, especially with all the things in the election. It seems that there was an attack in Israel and kids died at a park while they were playing, like about 10 or 12 kids. And obviously that creates a response, military response by Israel. I'm not sure who did it. Probably enemies of that state, and that's one of the reasons of the retaliation. That's my personal opinion. But just to respond to that comment, which it is important, right? I mean, we have a few conflicts in the world that at some point had a major impact. Right now, because the world moves so fast, they're really not making much move, realistically speaking, guys. I think Bitcoin and altcoins are saying, let's just move on. And that's the way that it works, I mean, you have it for a few days and then they move on and whatever the next thing. So yes, right now, and as we head closer to November, what's going to be on everybody's mind is going to be the election. And last week we had the Bitcoin conference, big for us in the crypto industry. Why is that? Well, I'm sure that you're aware why was it, right? Because of what Donald J. Trump mentioned, what a lot of people mentioned, what big crypto leaders mentioned, that was really good. It basically gives us a reason to continue believing in crypto and feel good about ourselves because we're super early. All right? That's what it is. That's what it is. Welcome, everybody. If you hear some echo, apologies for that. It's the best I can do with this internet. Oscar, what are your thoughts on the escalation of the war in Europe and the France thinking about entering? Not sure on that one. If you're referring to the Russian Ukraine, I think we know the same. We could know the same, but hopefully it doesn't get any bloodier. But I know it's just gonna continue, right? That international conflict, the international conflict that we're seeing in Israel, possible international conflict, China, Taiwan. So far, we know of 3 that are present in our day and age. Not much we can do about it, guys. Only hold on for dear life, and believing in the projects that you are researching before the bull market. Not much we can do, guys. That's the reality, right? The FOMC, the inflation, I mean, that's about us, and that really helps us control it, and then we can go much higher. Bitcoin, much better welcoming to the crypto companies and our industry. But there's some things that we just cannot control, and those are great examples. All right? Chris, what's going on, man? Any chance they cut now? No. A lot of people, and I'm showing you the table right here, right behind me. This is ours right now. It is July the 31st, 2024, and the current, the current base of the federal funds rate is 5.25 and 5.50. There's a 96% that is going to stay the same, which means no cut, no hike, pause. Now, when you move to the next one, which is September 2024, there's an 87% of a cut to 500 and 5.25. That is what we need. That is what we need. And I'm showing you here another one where the Fed cut rate by, it was a poll on May 31st in polling market, and here they said that July 31st there was a no 5% chance, but on September 18th, oh baby, yes. So what I was telling you yesterday, let me just confirm with you guys, it's September 18th, the next FOMC meeting. That means that we're gonna have 2 CPI data reports. Oh, that's phenomenal. Yes. Now let me explain what I'm talking here. That CPI data report, let's show the price of Shiba Inu for a while right here. Hopefully we get a green pump or something. Guys, right now it's 3%, 3.3% for core, right? 3% for headline. In 2 CPI data reports, I believe we can easily be at 2%. Easily be at 2%. Headline could be at around 2.8, 2.7, and core inflation could even be at 3%. Could even be at 3%. Let's say we go to 3.1, 3.2 right now from 3.3, and then in the next one we do 3 or 3.1. There you go. We don't really have to move by much, but as long as we're in the 3, oh, we made it. What do you think? Do not forget to smash the like button, everybody. We're here live, very early, saying hi to all of you guys. Still in vacation mode, but no matter where we're at, always make the effort to reach out and be present in these days, because I really love today, all the learning, everything that we go through. It's amazing. It's really good. What's up, Oscar? Thank you for the information. Why are we coming up, going up, in and down, and not Shiba Inu? Well, then we're gonna be talking about meme coins right now. That's one of the reason, and we've had that discussion before, but I'm always down to have it again, and to explain my opinion on that one. You think PEPE can do 2-3x easily? Yes. PEPE is a maverick. PEPE is one of those tokens, guys, that I better hold. Not financial advice, right? But I hold PEPE. I hold a lot of cryptos that I always think on the back of my head. It's like, you better have at least a little bit because you never know. It is what it is. One politicians want to drop rates because of the election. They want to lie to American people that they're doing better. Giovanni always dropping the facts. Giovanni, as I'm always listening to the news and I'm always pouring myself with tons of information from different sources, I read somewhere that exactly that. If they cut the rates, that's gonna be good for this administration because it's bullish. It's bullish. So the current administration is benefiting from anything good that is happening in this time, basically, which is politics 101, right? So if we get a cut or two cuts before November, let me see. We have one in September and one in November. Oh, we have one right after. Yeah, because the election is on the 6th or the 4th, right? We have one FOMC right after. Let me take. I'm not sure when election time. I think it's the 6th or so. Where's my Google? Here it is. Welcome everybody. Happy to see you all. We're early, but as always, grinding. Election date. It is on November the 5th. November the 5th. Okay. So, So realistically speaking, there's only gonna be one more FOMC for this administration. Okay. I'm inputting that data now in my head as far as new videos. It's a good one because election is gonna be on the 5th. By the 7th, everybody knows who won. And if we get another cut in November, it's only gonna make it better. So okay, that's crazy. Can you share your current thoughts on BRICS and the importance of the decentralized finance? Of course, Josh. BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, and there's actually more countries. BRICS is an organization that's been alive since 2009, as per my past research on it. So it's been a while. It's not new, but it's been a while, and there's more countries interested. One of the major big demands or attractions of BRICS is the de-dollarization, right? Of depegging from the US dollar and using something else that can help you stay at a much bigger advantage to the United States dollar, right? Obviously, that for the United States is a weakening position. They want to continue buying oil. They want to continue exercising the US as the dollar as the dominant currency. And well, guys, if you want to know one, like the major reason why the dollar is very strong, is because of, you guessed it, the military, right? So BRICS, international payments, crypto, Bitcoin, nations accepting crypto, the Bitcoin standard, it all is in a way intertwined. You're right. If we want mass adoption, if we want to see our crypto explode to the moon, to levels that we never seen before, you remember what Michael Saylor said, right? What was the price Michael Saylor said at the Bitcoin conference, everybody? Well, that price was 3 million Bitcoin, 13 million Bitcoin, or 40 plus million Bitcoin. Guys, are you joking? Can you really believe it, guys? I mean, that is, I mean, will I see that pricing in my lifetime? I'm 30, guys. You guys are younger, older, my age. I mean, we all, I think you and I won 100,000 Bitcoin to start. But these bulls are telling us that in 20 years from now, we could see millions of dollars for one Bitcoin. Crazy. Crazy, right? That's amazing and crazy. That's difficult to understand for me. What is going on? Germany in the house watching. Miguel, hey, what's going on, man? Guys, don't forget to smash the like button. Let everybody come and know that we're here. We have a poll right now going on too. So tell me, what is your what's your stance? What are we gonna get? Cut, pause, or hike? As you know, I think we're getting a pause for many reasons, but I want to hear your thoughts for sure. Mass adoption is coming for sure. Bricks was even talking about adopting XRP. Correct. Not sure about the XRP. Probably haven't read that story, but Russia, I mentioned this in my XRP video. I'm going to be talking a little bit more about XRP, by the way. That Russia is opening up more crypto international payments, right? That's great for XRP. That's amazing. That's great, phenomenal. Like, just comes to show how early we are, and that still we have a chance to make a big buck, big money, if that's what you're into, right? Which I think everybody's into, making big money. I also want to highlight the Benjamin Cohen video 12 hours ago. I was watching it a little bit yesterday. It's just phenomenal. This guy, as many of you know, it's a legend when it comes to Bitcoin, understanding TA, the markets. Heavily recommend you give it a look. Not sponsored by any means, but it's just like, it's great content. I really helped myself watching and listening to Benjamin Cohen. So he was at the Bitcoin conference and SAC conference, my friend. He attended his party. I think he threw out a party for some of the attendees, so that was really, really nice. So I just wanted to give a shout out to him. Always give credit to whom credit is due. Now, take a look at some of the comments that the community is asking, or the community is telling us, guys, while you see the predictions on the back of me, and that's gonna be changed to Jerome Powell, as we know. Now, what do we have here? Each FOMC meeting this year has sent Bitcoin drop in these days ahead. 3 or 4 rate decisions have local bottoms after those drops. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at this? Because we've been live for every single one of those decisions. And that was January 31st, March the 20th, May 1st, and June the 12th. 4 FOMCs, guys. We pump as we go there, then we dropped, then we pumped, then we dropped, and we had 1, we have 2, got the 3 one, and then the 4th right here, and we dropped really nice. And I think some people are saying, well, Oscar, are we gonna drop bigly, right? Because now we are at 66. What I'll tell you is that I'm very happy to, to see Bitcoin holding above $60,000, and it's been rejecting 70. Let's go to the weekly. Gotta go ahead and open up a little bit here my chart. Nice. And go ahead and open up some indicators right here of my Bollinger Bands, which are very heavily important as we are moving into major territory. When are we pumping? When are we dumping? Now in this case, you remember that 15,000 in 2023, guys. We're no longer going to that 15,000. You remember the $25,000 back still in 2023, guys. We're no longer going to that 23,000, 25,000. Now you remember that 54,000, right? Well, I'll tell you something, guys. We are no longer going to the 54,000. I'm here to tell you that That 54,000 was obviously by the German government selling, flushing Bitcoin out. Guys, a major good pump is ahead for us. That is my stance on Bitcoin. There's nothing else. There's absolutely nothing else bearish for me to say. There's nothing else. No options to be expired. Ethereum ETF is launched. Bitcoin ETF is launched. Solana could be potentially approved. We have politicians wanting to reset relationships with the crypto industry, the current administration, as you know, the Harris, because they first were really negative and now they want to reset relationships. Now, if Donald J. Trump wins the presidency, it's going to be mega bullish, as we have discussed. Then we have Flink, right? The chairman and CEO of BlackRock. We have the Winklevoss brothers, extremely bullish. We have Coinbase, extremely bullish. We have asset managers left and right coming in defending crypto and being very bullish in crypto. And obviously we have that Bitcoin rally expecting us as soon as we start heading into November. Everybody, do yourself a favor. Don't FUD it. Help yourself and always do your research, because when we start putting weekly mega green candles, it will be too late. It will be too late. I've been making videos for you every single day just because we love the content. Obviously, it's a major passion of us, but we've been putting all different positions on Cronos, on meme coins, on DeFi, on Web3, on NFTs, on store of value, on RWA, on AI, on L1s, L2s. I mean, the list goes on, right? So all my community watching who is here, loyal, faithful, appreciate you guys. We're going to make it. We're going to make it, right? Crypto millionaires are going to come from this channel. And I need you guys to hold with me till 2025, beginning of 2026. That's where I think things are finally going to start deflation. We're going to see the run getting close to or already descending. But it's going to happen to 2026. 2025, honestly, I wouldn't really believe it. Having Bitcoin under 100,000 in 2025 should be so weird. We should be well past $100,000 in 2025. So it's coming, and the beautiful thing that it's all going to change in a few days. In a few days, guys. I'm telling you, it's true. If you have any questions, please let us know in the comments down below. We're always bringing you different angles of crypto. There's so much more than meme coins, of course, but we do love meme coins. But there's so much more that is affecting crypto right now. Hello, Oscar. When PEPE on Coinbase, possible 15x in this cycle? Andre, PEPE has to be on Coinbase. Why are they not listing PEPE on Coinbase? It is out of my control. But guys, you and I know that PEPE and Bread, two tokens that I hold, I mean, close, because it's so much the potential that we have. I'm telling you, Bread can 20x, guys. PEPE can 10x, guys. SHIBA INU can 10x, guys. Like, yes, I see it. The money's there. Things are gonna change. Things are gonna change. Miguel in the house. What's going on, man? Happy to see you and welcome. Crypto Raul, you have $100 to spend. I am debating to dip myself into XRP. Should I add more Crow? Well, it depends, brother. I mean, you wanna make sure that you have a quick 10x or 2x or a long-term sustainable growth in those $100, because $100 in Crow or any of the top 100, you have to wait for an altcoin season to really make the monies. But if you want to go under the top 100 and explore, that's going to make you more money. But it's more risky for sure. TJ Shiba, showtime is near. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. It's near and it's super exciting. XRP dump. Talk about XRP. Well, guys, XRP is definitely one of those tokens that all people are interested in. Here it is. Lately, we have a 3% down, but guys, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's one of those tokens that it's more about the utility it provides as an organization. But just give it some time. Give it some time. I'm sure that things are gonna start falling in place. Still, we have our FOMC live waiting for it. Oscar Velasquez, what's going on, Tocayo? Happy to see you, man. I'm gonna take a look at your comment in just a second. Let's go ahead and like it. People coming into the live. We're in South Carolina right now. We're not in Texas. But no matter where we're at, we're always bringing you the news, the entertainment purposes only. Remember, we are not licensed. We're not certified to give financial advice. We're just talking heads on YouTube that connect with real people and are not paid by the government. We say like it is, and we're very happy to be here. So, yes, right now we're waiting for that simulcast to come in, and it should be really good, guys. We're waiting. Very big news coming in. Thank you for all the amazing information. Came in late into your live. I'm not sure if you talked about it, but do you have a prediction on Jasmy? Hey, Oscar. Of course, guys. What could I say about Jasmy? It's one of my favorite tokens. I don't know if you noticed on my page. Do you guys like it? I changed a little bit my bio and my cover photo. Now we have Shiba Inu, Cronos, Jasmy, Bread, Bitcoin, XRP, and Solana. And there's a reason why I have each. I mean, I wish I could add more, right? But I can only add a few. And guys, I hold all of these tokens, and they all have a specific meaning. And I'm really, really, really bullish, guys. Also want to thank you. 25,000 people watching this video. I'm a nobody, of course, still not there yet in the world of crypto, but there's people watching Shiba Inu, guys. And I'm using the Sailor mega predictions of millions of dollars to tell the audiences, hey guys, wake up, wake up. As soon as, as soon as we see, I will say 3 days, 5 days of consecutive green, everybody's gonna be coming in, which is what I'm expecting. Everybody's gonna be coming in, pouring into crypto, pouring into Bitcoin, and that's the exciting part for sure. So thank you, Oscar. Appreciate it for your kind donation. Almost to be 1 p.m. Eastern time, so we should be having more information and news when it comes to FOMC really, really soon. And I'm just taking a look at what's really happening here, and also taking a look at your comments, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. But I think this is really what's on everybody's radar. The FOMC, what people are saying, all the kinds of news. Also supporting some smaller projects. FOM here trending. And well, there's no trending for me. Well, it should be FOMC right here, but it seems that it's already filled with some other different stuff. It's exciting. Powell announces September cut and 2 cuts following in later this year. Everything sends. Agree. I don't want to wait for everything to send, I don't want to wait. What is going on, Rigo in the house? Welcome aboard. They announced the rate, not yet. The rate is going to be announced soon in about, what is it? 1 hour or so, more or less. So if you want to come back, we'll be here. We'll be here. If Brett is Coinbase meme, why doesn't it list on its platform? And that is, you just mentioned one of the best reasons why to be bullish on base chain, and to be bullish on the token base, Brett, right? You just mentioned, very smart, like, you're not the only one, right? All of us are waiting on that to go and send. So not many people in my community actually are interested on Bread, which is fine. I've seen that in the views, but I am deeps dips, heavy dips into bread, because I believe there's potential right there. I believe there's potential, and I don't wanna I don't wanna fade it, guys. Things are, in my opinion, gonna do really exciting. So there's the target probabilities for this meeting on July 31st. Once again, guys, as I mentioned before, if we get something that is not expected, everything is gonna ascend or everything's gonna crash. You're seeing right there on the screen. If we get, for some crazy reason, which I don't think we're gonna do it, a hike, that means a 25% hike or 25 basis point hike, there's gonna be a lot of people collapsing because longs are gonna be demolished and shorts will be happy. Shorts will be very happy. But I don't think that's gonna happen. Okay. What state on the East Coast are you in? South Carolina, my friend Josh in the house. Yeah, I mentioned before, we're here visiting the parents, having here a nice vacation for the family, and taking a deep breath, and now coming back once again to the grind and continue working till the end of the year, as many of you guys are taking vacations, going into cruises, traveling trips, cooking out, the whole deal. I mean, that's the beauty of living, right? Enjoying what you guys and what we all have done before. Bitcoin 4-hour chart, FOMC soon took out previous high, and like what I see, as far as I'm concerned, this is still in an uptrend. This is a good chart to analyze, guys. Everybody, welcome to 200 people watching. What's going on, you all? Don't forget to smash the like button, consider subscribing to the channel. We're coming closer now to the meeting, to the press conference, to the rate decision, and we're here just having a blast. Always, it's been a while since I haven't done a long live stream, and I always want to take the opportunity to reach out to my community, guys. Whatever question you have, just bring it, and I'll be going in. Now, this is supposed to be July, right? This is maybe the hourly 4-hour chart, and I'm seeing pumps in the 15th, and then on the 1920, and then on the 24th, 26th, and then that is the end. Yeah, this is a 4-hour chart. So I agree, it is still in an uptrend. I mean, guys, I wouldn't be surprised if we have a nice 70,000 run once again. 70,000 run once again, right? Looking at the price of BTC, which it always wants to run in. Always wants to run. Yeah, I can also tell you right here in the 1 hour. Let's go ahead and move it to the 4 hours. There it is. Oh yes. And this is one of the reasons I added my Bollinger Bands. Guys, please pay attention to the Bollinger Bands right now on the screen. What you're seeing right here, and it came at the perfect time, honestly. It came at the perfect time. I'm going to move this one to the bubbles. So you're going to have right behind me all the bubbles. That's good. So let's go ahead and do the monthly. So the monthly, you're seeing some of them right now on the screen. XRP is right there. Jupiter Hint, Bitcoin Standard, Bond, CAS. So this is the month, and then the year. You're seeing a bunch of green right there, which is really nice. PEPE right there. So guys, oh, look at jasmy. PEPE is 832% pump. Jasmy is 673%. I'm getting it out so you can see it. It's right there. So this is the year, right? But I think the month should be a much better look for us here in this analysis. BTC reached 65. Right now we're looking at 66, and could totally see a nice rally of 67 as the days go, because why not? No internet connection, that is never good. I'm gonna close this one. Let's go back to X. I tell you guys, I'm trying to do the best I can with the resources I have. Oh, yes, there's some news here too. Okay, it all seems that it's connecting. You see? Oh man, I wish I had better internet, but it is what it is. It is what it is. How many hours before the FOMC, Patty? We have about, it is 1 p.m. right now, 1.5. In about 1 hour, we get the decision. And then 1.5 hours, we start with the press conference. We're going to be enjoying right here. It's always, a great time to have a chat with you guys. Are you expecting PEPE to go up soon? PEPE will go up. Just when it does, you better bought the dip. We gotta be looking at Ethereum for that, but PEPE is one of those big gainers that you just starts jumping, and it doesn't tell you. Which bread is more bullish, Ethereum or Base? Has to be Base, bro. The one on Base network. Of course, we'd love to see it the cut, but I don't see him bending to Trump. Loading to stacks, I see. XRP will reach 10,000 by 2030, and I will not sell off. Imagine a $10,000 price on XRP. I think there's going to be a lot of great people and happy people for sure. Ah, nice. Now, we have a Tether's 5.2 billion in profit. This is our 1 hour news from Watch a Guru that we're just realizing, which they have reported right now. Tether reports record-breaking profit of 5.2 billion for the first half of 2024. They did it in less than with 100 employees too. Insane. Guys, I use a lot of Tether. All right. I use Tether to buy almost all my crypto. I like Tether. I don't hold Tether. So when I receive Tether, when I have Tether, when I earn Tether, immediately I go ahead and change it to crypto because I'm aware of the scandals that we have seen on Tether reserves and whether it's gonna implode and it's all gonna go to zero. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it. Is that something I wanted to happen? Absolutely never. Absolutely never, because that's gonna be super bad for our industry. You just saw what happened with Terra Luna, that really gave us super bad publicity, and Tether is obviously one that I hope never gets anywhere close. So, but I don't really hold too much Tether. Everything I change it for crypto. Go ahead and take a look at the live. We still are seeing no live, which is happening in a few more minutes, I'm sure. Charging the computer right here for us, guys. The price of SHIBA INU. Welcome, SHIBA INU holders. How we doing? If you're bullish in SHIBA INU, let me know in the chat right now. We have almost 200 people watching. Let's go. Are you sick again, Oscar? It is what it is, It happens. So I have 20,000 crows staking in DeFi for over a year now, and I have accumulated 1,500 in Crow. Love staking, which we could stake in Crow DeFi. It's true. 1 more hour for that decision to come in, guys. 1 more hour, so let's get ready. I'm excited. I'm excited. It's really the whole purpose of this one, to really see what in the world is going on. There it is. Federal Reserve should be coming in pretty nice and soon. I'm not gonna open up the bubbles because that's really what's crushing me right here. But what I'm gonna open up is the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index. And you can tell that we are at 61 greed, meaning that people are starting to buy. People are starting to buy, everybody. Don't we like that? It's good to see, that they're realizing really what's coming up. Eventually, people are gonna be like, okay, it's time for us to get in the world of crypto. As always, guys, recommend you to take a look at the links down below. Up to 80,000 USDT in future bonuses on CoinW, on Sumex, on Margex. 3 of my collabs, exchanges that I have talked to face to face, trying to bring you opportunities, guys, to make some money while we wait for more volatility to come in. If you're looking into the market and you say, well, crypto is gonna go higher, then open a long. If you think crypto is gonna collapse because we just heard bad news coming and for conflicts, then it could have a nice negative impact. You can always make money in any single time in crypto, always. That's why crypto.com, shout out to the Crow fam, open up the up and down options on the crypto.com app, because they know people want to bet against the market and try to win it, always. My pleasure, ally. Happy to see you. Welcome, welcome. Bamana, happy to see you guys. Welcome, welcome. Very good to see the community coming in and supporting. There's a lot of things happening, which is the reason why we're here. Solana. Guys, there's one ecosystem that it deserves to be talked about. It deserves to be discussed because it's one of the reasons why I think people are still in this business of cryptocurrency, and that is Solana. Solana is for sure one that it amazes me how fast things can go to over $100 million in market cap and even $1 billion. You have WIF, you have Bonk, Jupiter as a great DEX, you have Radium too, you have Boom, Meow or Mew, Ponky, the one that I'm very bullish on, Mumu, and then you also have some political tokens. Solana, guys, do not underestimate it. Do not underestimate Solana, everybody. I think if you, all my Shibarium army holders, all my Cronos army holders, what's going on, fam? Who are some of you watching here this live? We wish we had the same traction or TBL, but the reality is that Solana is this, destroying the competition, and I think we want to be a part of that revolution. We want to be a part of that industry too, of the community. Dennis, in 1 hour we received the rates and or the decision, and then in 1 hour and a half or so we have the press conference. You will see it. You can always come back, with some snacks. We'll be here chatting and answering all questions for sure. All I know is if we get a cut, the market is going crazy. Deep sleep. Let's go ahead and pin that message. Why not? I love the messages, everybody. Go ahead and post something, because I'm here looking at what community is saying. Guys, of course. No, guys. Imagine if we get a cut. Oh, no way. No. It's gonna be pretty interesting. What is this? Elon Musk accepts Venezuela's Nicolas Maduro challenge to fight on national television. Is this a meme? Is this a meme? How come? That is going to be crazy. I tell you guys, there's always, I accept, chicken out. No way. No way. Maduro has now challenged Elon Musk to a national television fight, and Elon Musk reply, I accept. Oh, baby. And guess what? We were just talking about Solana meme coins, Guess what's gonna happen, guys? Can somebody tell me what's gonna happen right now? Here's the answer. Somebody's gonna make a meme coin on Solana, on Base, on whatever, about what just happened right now, and it's gonna do really well. It's obviously gonna go back to zero, right? But if you are able to identify that meme coin faster than everybody, you can make a lot of money. Not financial advice, but it's gonna happen. Wow. When you thought 2024 couldn't get any crazier, Maduro, Elon Musk, whoever messes with me dries up. Whoever messes with Venezuela dries up. You want to fight? Let's have it. Oh man, what is going on in this arena, bro? Well, obviously that's just theater, I hope. Maybe just theater. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Shiba and Doge and Floki are my two top plays, but also have COQ, and NAVAX. That's one that a lot of people are also talking about, for sure. COQ, I get it. Shiba Inu will do miracles. All gold and silver belongs to the Father. Nice. What do you think about Love Coin on Cronos? I don't hold it. It pumped a lot. That one was listed, if I'm not mistaken, right? Loaf. Yes, I believe it was listed. Yes. I mean, there was no community. It was just a manufacturer pump by Crypto.com. I don't know why, but it collapsed again, if I'm not mistaken. Crazy. It was a VVS Finance IMO. So the tokens that Cronos changed once, and there was a conversation right here. I was there for a while, and people were asking, can Tim, and so when can Crypto.com list the next one, right? Which I already know. Because he also had a chance to talk with me on the channel here. You guys saw it, but I already know it. Like anyone asking for Crypto.com listings, Cronos Change has no say on that, right? I know that we would love to have all the meme coins listed on Crypto.com for sure. I want them now fast. It's just that that's a question for Crypto.com listing department. I don't even think Chris Marcelek, the CEO of Crypto.com, has a say on that, because if I can bring to this conversation what CC mentioned when he was active back in spaces, or like during the spaces maybe 2 years ago or so, CC mentioned that even if he wanted to do something or say something, the company is built in a way that is delegated to a department, and the CEO doesn't have any influence on what's listed and what's not listed. Because I mean, imagine, guys, if the CEO had a insider information, which he does have some, but he may not act on it, right? But there should be a massive conflict of interest, and he can go to jail. He can go to mega jail, guys. So yeah, Crypto.com, they're gonna list eventually when they want. We all are waiting for Mary to be listed, on Ryoshi, on many more meme coins to be listed. And I know you guys adore those meme coins too, because we talked about them many times here on the channel. Cronos meme coins right now are sleeping, some of them dead, some of them already done, or some of them are coming back. But that is what it is. The meme coin season, they come up, they come down, and then some of them revive. Hey, Oscar, what do you think about PEPE? Yes, PEPE. I made a video for them, and I still have a relationship with them. Business One. They have strong ambassadors for that one. Da Vinci. As all meme coins, they go up, they go down. They suffer from the market volatility, but the community is strong. PEPE is obviously made for, it's the Chinese PEPE, but Make no mistake that if the influencers are strong and they're consistent and the community, they have good circles to get people excited, it can go much higher. It can go much higher. Pepe and Brett, Bobo, Punky, these are tokens that have a lot of resources, a lot of marketing behind them, and they're not gonna go away, in my humble opinion, anytime soon. Just let Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, Pepe, the normal Pepe, go up and do well. Many will follow. Exactly what we've been talking about when it comes to Solana meme, because many will follow. What's going on, fam? How we doing? How we doing? We're having a good, nice, long stream for you guys. It's been a while, and I honestly wanted to do it. And what a better day, guys, than with the FOMC. By the way, the new 35 edition cover is live, which I'm gonna get it soon, I hope. Hopefully I have a chance. Oh, wait, what? It's Kendu. Oh, no. I need to hurry. Uh-oh. Okay, no, I need to hurry. It's gonna go out. I need to hurry. Okay, I'm gonna use my phone for this. So the new edition for Shiba Inu is live, but it's Kendu. It kind of looks like, because that's what the tweet that I just saw. Yeah, put your helmets on, Kendu, to change the game. OMG. No, everybody's gonna go for that cover. You know that I always get all my covers, so I need to get that cover immediately. All right, I'm gonna leave it like this. That is the price. Let's go to CoinMarketCap. That's crazy, brother. All right, like this. There you go. We're seeing price of BTC right now going up a little bit. Thanks for the info, of course, guys. Of course. How long will the bull run take? About 10 or so months. It's gonna be a while. All right, fam. Hey, here it is. Yeah, they're talking about Kendu now. Oh, that's super bullish, man. That's super bullish, fam. For Kendu, for a lot of people, I need this. I need this magazine as soon as possible. Okay, where is it? Come on. What's going on, fam? Welcome back. Here it is. Okay, let's start the process, because it's so easy when I do it on my desktop computer, but it takes a while to do it here, and there's some glitches. There's a lot of mess up. But let's see if this internet can help with my quest of getting this. Now let me see if there's already conversations. No conversations, I see. Yeah, that's super cool for Shiba Inu. Come on, man. Hurry up. Nah, this is the worst day that it could happen. Can this go any faster? Oh, man. Okay, come on. Guys, in Web3 and crypto, we suffer so much. It's crazy. Yes, mint. Go. Let's go back to the prices. Let's go, guys. Here, Oscar Ramos trying to get the magazine. All right. I've been getting the magazine with no failure for like forever, for like since months now. All right. Give it to me. The things that we have to do. All right. Come on, come on. Please. Yes. Okay. And then we do this. We do this. And I'll take a look at the comments just when I finish here, fam. Come on. Confirm. Uh-huh. Very good. Mint. Give it to me. Do it. I just need that confirmation page and everybody's gonna be all right. Yeah, 300. Yeah, it's 3,000 covers, but this is gonna look really good in my collection. It's a free NFT, everybody, so no reason why not to get it. There it is. Your maiden request is in the queue. If you're among the lucky ones, you'll receive the NFT in a few minutes. And that's what I need to see. Fam! Let's go back. Let's go back. Activating wireless. And let's go back to our live. That was fun. That was fun, fam. Oh man, it's crazy. Okay. How's everybody doing? It's 1:20 p.m. Eastern time. Oscar Ramos live. Don't forget to smash the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel, guys. Turn on those notification bells. We're sharing with you all the experience. We suffer, but we stand strong for 3 years. Absolutely, man. Oscar, after this bull run, will you trade your Shiba Inu for something more stable like Bitcoin, Ethereum, or anything else? Giovanni, that's a great question. The first thing that I'm gonna do, bro, is take tons of profits and get it out of crypto. Let me expand on that just a second. Let me expand on that. Bear markets are the worst. Bear markets, companies die, projects die, portfolios die, expectations die. Like everything goes down the drain very fast. In this upcoming bull market, I'm expecting to see Bitcoin above $200,000, meaning that we could see even a $300,000 Bitcoin by a mega pump and then no more $300,000 Bitcoin. That means that the bear market for 2026, 2027 could be anywhere in the 40,000, 50,000, right? Bear market, like it can drop really lots. It should not drop all the way to 15,000, which that was the lowest, right? In our case, after the bull market of 2021. So I say 40, 50,000 could be a good bear market price. So right now we're at 66, just to give you an idea how much we're about to send in a few more years, or less than a year. So when I have major profits, I'm taking it out, everything, and I'm waiting either with a little smaller portfolio for meme coin related that they also come in and pump. But for my major projects like Cronos, Ethereum, Solana, Jasmy, or so, XRP, all of those positions should be liquidated no matter what. That's the way I see it. That's what I'm gonna do, and I'll tell my private community and you guys too. First, my private community on Discord, on Patreon. Shout out to all my patrons who are watching, because obviously it's just giving you guys the behind the scenes and answering all questions at any time. But yeah, that's kind of my strategy, man. I've been alive during a bear market, and it is so destructive. You lose everything. You lose so much money. You're down for so much money, that for so long that it kind of feels that it's never gonna end. And honestly, guys, Bitcoin and Ethereum are the only two that have risen, and a few altcoins, but the altcoins that we bought much higher back 3 years ago are still super down. They haven't gone up. They haven't gone up. So many of us are still mega down in some unique place. So we're waiting for those to come in. So hopefully that answers your question, buddy. Move on from Shiba Inu. Invest in bread, Caspa, and you won't suffer. I have my positions in bread for sure. I know. Oscar watching from the UK. Do I take some profits on my R&D position and buy an average of 4.3 and write my position on Jasmy? Would you appreciate your wisdom? What's going on? The United Kingdom watching. You guys are all, of course, doing really well at the Olympics right now. So shout out to you guys. I don't have render, but Jasmy I do, and it's working for me. It's working for me, man. XRP and Bitcoin have nothing to do with each other. That's true in a way of what they offer to the crypto industry, but a lot of people have said in the most recent days that there's been a decoupling of the prices, but you know, it's still too early to tell. 124, which should be seeing this coming in soon, in a few more minutes. It's exciting, guys. Let's go ahead and go back to X to see the latest, what I leave that fear and greed index of what people are saying. But I'm very happy to tell you that I believe, let me go back. I believe that we have our cover claimed. Should be claimed already. Because I'm always Shiba Inu. I'm always trying to get all those covers, guys. It's exciting. It's in queue. All right. It should be coming in soon. It should be coming in soon. Shiba is going to 115 billion market cap and deduct 80% of the circulating supply. James, that's a lot of burning, man. That's a lot of burning, and I don't think it's gonna happen in due time. Yeah, I think a lot of people are now looking into what happened with Venezuela, you know, president or former president. I don't know what's going on there. And Elon Musk. Should be crazy. About 1 hour for the FOMC. We're exciting about the predictions. These guys evangelized empty rooms when Bitcoin was $80. Yeah, I remember seeing this face of this guy back in the day. Brett, people are still bullish. 1.3 trillion Shiba Inu in 24 hours. Some of the transactions accumulated of Shiba Inu. Wells back looking for FOMC Fed rate cut. That's going to happen in September based on all our analysis, everybody. September is coming in for sure. I don't think this is going to happen, by the way, the Elon Musk, but if it does, it's going to be watched by so many people that I can guarantee you, fam. Take a look at this one. This guy is from Crypto Quant, founder and CEO Ki Jong-ju. It says, Wells are preparing for the next altcoin rally. Limit buy order volume for altcoins excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum is increasing, indicating that strong buy walls are being set up. Limit sell, limit buy. Guys, let's just send everything to the moon right now. I mean, already. Come on, why not? Let me go ahead and take a look at Stock Money Lizards. One of my favorite accounts, as you know. Here it is. 5 hours ago, wake me up when September ends, 100K soon. Oh, yes. Let's take a look at this one, guys. Let's take a look at this one. 1:30 Eastern time. We're approaching really fast the FOMC press conference, guys. Welcome. Don't forget to smash the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel and turn on those notification bells. Super appreciate you guys stopping by, hanging out with me, asking whatever questions, comments. It's been a while, right? And even in a vacation, we have to be here and having fun with it. And shout out to my man Deep Sleep. All I know is that if we get a cut, the market is going crazy, and that couldn't be more true. We're not expecting that, but if we do get one, things are gonna go really crazy. If the development team actually did some burning, I would agree, but the dev team always stops the burning and they lie. No automatic burns. Guys, we never heard anything about automatic burns anymore, right? Giovanni, SHIBA INU Army, we never heard anything about that, right? I don't know what's going on with SHIBA INU team when it comes to burns, man. It's like, what's going on? Well, I mean, they're gonna be the sponsors for this upcoming Toronto. I'm gonna go there, guys. Super excited. I feel super happy to go there with great community. But man, like SHIBA INU, it's just being boring for a lot of people. Not for me, not for us. But I feel that a lot of meme coin investors are just no longer interested in SHIBA INU because there's some other bigger horses that are killing us in community, killing us in demand. 3x is a charm, lol. Did you jump in on the airdrop arena, Oscar? Which one, bro? Leo in the house. What's going on, Leonardo? Happy to see you. We're gonna take off for sure. Thanks for the insight. Appreciate it, Brain. Thank you. I'm out first quarter. If it starts to pump in September, put USDT in a yield earn. Agree. Like a lot of people could do that too. Like take profits easy and then just put it in great massive 3-digit, 2-digit USDT earn. Agree. That's not a bad idea. That is not a bad idea for sure. May not do it. Rel invested. Happy to see you, man. Welcome. Oh man. So I open up this chart and I haven't discussed it. So what's happening here? Road to 100,000 year-end outlook 2024. They're now looking at 2025 to do $100,000. Nah, that's too far. That's too far from me. Usually I agree a lot with stock money lizards, but I feel that $100,000 for March or May 2025, yeah, that's I think too far for me. I mean, it should happen much faster, much sooner. $100,000, like we're talking about just a few more thousands and that's it, right? Passing 80 and 90 should be fast eventually. Because when Bitcoin really pumps, it's gonna go flying like we haven't seen before, guys. I'll save it there, why not? Here's another one. So we have another analysis. These are the ones that I really like, guys. Just give it a look on this one. Right now, only Mock is the one moving, and a few other ones you're seeing right there on the screen. But we have the 2024 halving, which happened right there. We have a short squeeze SUS, and we're trying to retreat and go up. Every single chance that we have and try to pass the 70,000, we've been rejected. And the idea is to come much higher. So it says Bitcoin is about to go nuts big. This was posted on July 26th. Many are still in doubt, and even more think that we might have already seen the top. Here's a mini thread about why we believe the contrary is the case and that we might see a massive bull run in late Q3, early Q4. Agree. That late massive bull run, it should pass us the $90,000, because here's the deal, everybody. Election. If you know who Donald J. Trump wins, why not 90,000 the week after? Why not? Honestly, I'm not kidding. Why not 90,000 the week after? Because it's November by then. It's like by then it could already be 80. Could already be 80. Check this one out, guys. Love these nice charts, which they easily explain for everybody to understand, guys. Give it a look. Luis Mendez, what's going on, man? Happy to see you. Welcome. I've been waiting for 4 years. This time when we see massive gains. HK, absolutely, man. Guys, it's time to finally see money coming into our pockets. Those investments that we made for such a long time, right? 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. Do we have? Still no. Still we don't have the live, which is gonna come really soon. It's coming soon. Fit in crypto. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Hey, Senior Oscar Babs in the house. What's going on, Victor? Happy to see you. Really nice to be here with you guys. Don't sell your Bitcoin. I know, Pepe. That's what Michael Saylor has always said, and I think it's important, people finally understanding what's gonna happen soon in our economy, in Bitcoin price. Things are starting to cook. Things are starting to cook for sure. When we see the first cut, everybody, we're all gonna feel like this. No kidding. Just let us see the first cut, and we're all gonna see like this. It's gonna feel so good. That's the expectation, because by then we already have what is it? Bitcoin ETF, Ethereum ETF, and we're gonna have way more news when it comes to Solana ETF approval. We get Solana ETF approval. Let's go ahead and give it a look. Solana ETF. See what's the latest here. Justin, Solana Sol ETF is not happening anytime soon, states BlackRock. So SEC no longer classifies Solana as a security. There will not be a Solana ETF, says this person. There will not be a Solana ETF in the future. SEC no longer wants to approve tokens such as Solana or securities. In the same day, very interesting. To be honest with you, I mean, we don't really need another altcoin ETF as of this time. I feel like with Bitcoin and Ethereum is way more than enough to have a mega bull market. People were talking about XRP, which I get it, makes sense. Why not? Solana makes sense. Why not? Billions worth, but Ethereum and Bitcoin, that's all we need. That's all we need, honestly. Not really rushing to get SHIBA INU ETF, PEPE ETF. No. It's not really happening, guys. As of right now, I mean, we don't really need anything else to explode much further. There's an echo, like if you're watching your own live, Oscar. Well, I'm actually listening to my own live here, but I had a little bit of volume. I just deleted the volume, so the audio of this computer, it's obviously not a mic. I don't have my mic with me right here, so I just destroyed that. Hopefully that's gonna help. Thanks so much for the feedback, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, just because I always want to see if the audio is still coming in, right? Make sure that things are coming in well. You gotta make sure that the stream goes as expected, guys. Shout out to all of you, fam. Welcome. I'll tell you something. Mom already is cooking some really good stuff. I know I don't want to make you hungry, guys, but Dad is preparing the barbecue right now, the smoker. We're gonna have some beef, ribs, barbecue sauce. Oh! After this FOMC, your boy is gonna eat like a king. That's gonna be really good. No echo in Australia. Let's go. I need some good news, man. What's going on, Roro? Happy to see you. Welcome. That's the idea. No, really soon. We're expecting big things coming in, about to happen. But now, oh, this is actually real news. I thought this was not real. I don't even know what's real anymore. Sometimes you just have to double check everything, guys. Former US President Donald Trump has launched a limited edition of Bitcoin themed sneakers, which can be purchased using Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. The announcement came shortly after Trump's speech at the Bitcoin conference. I wasn't aware of this, actually. It's today. Just spoke at the Bitcoin conference in Nashville. Well, that was days ago. It was great. Get your Bitcoin sneakers now. Look at this. It's actually real. Bitcoin sneakers? Wow. I wonder why. I mean, I get it, but we'll see if these are sold out. Only 2 hours after announcing the sale of Bitcoin sneakers, the Donald Trump Bitcoin high tops have officially sold out. Okay, then yep, not about it. Only 1,000 each pair numbered. Oh wow, guys, crazy. People are. Oh, let's go. We're early. Send it. Guys. It's live. 7 minutes. We are in the very first people coming in. Let's go. It's 1:41 p.m. In 20 minutes, we're going to be receiving the decision, guys. Are you ready? Oh, I see Bitcoin green. Let's go to the 30 minutes. Let's go, everybody. I see some green coming into our space. 66,000. Come on, guys. Let's go. Come on, pump it up. Come on and do it. There it is. I'm going to cut the volume right here because they start announcing some crazy music sometimes. It's really nice. It's pretty cool, guys, that that things are moving on, especially for Shiba Inu 2. Hopefully Shiba Inu can make some movements as we're expecting that today. Welcome aboard. Those shoes will 2-3x easy. Well, I think a lot of people were like, crazy. Well, very happy to see that we are here and people are coming into the space, guys. I'm going to smash the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. We've been live for a while now, and always good to reach out to the community. Always bringing you the latest news, guys, as I see it and as I can't. Front row seats. Be right back. Restroom break, and we continue. Put all the questions and comments there, guys, and pump it up to the moon. That's the way to do it. Ooh. Ah, there's go. We back. That's what I'm telling you guys. We're looking at the 30 minutes right here, and I'm seeing some green 30-minute green candlestick. Check a look at the links down below, guys. The first 3 links up to 80,000 USDT. I want you guys to win. Give it a look because it's important to make some money as we wait for bigger news coming to our space. Let's go. This is live. Yeah, it's going in. It's 1:45. In about 15 more minutes, we should be seeing more people coming in and breaking news on our screen. So exciting, man. So exciting. The future of mining. Let's go ahead and take a look. SHIB, yeah, it wants to do something. We like it. Maybe 2.40 we can get in the next hour or so, as we're seeing green right now with the expectations of a pause. Expectations of a pause for us in crypto, which is really, really neat. So what's happening, guys? Give it up. Always DCA and DCA and out, not financial advice. You got it. Just buy what you can cheap. It's at 21 cents yesterday, just like 18, 19. We're looking minimum 5, my guess. Thoughts on Caspa, Donny? I used to have it, not anymore. I sold it, but I sold it green, although it went down in the red. Proof of work is still gonna be with us. There are some other projects that are following that that protocol. It helps you build a good community where they buy your miners, or they do what they have to do to get it done by the async miners, very expensive ones, and make money. It's not easy to build a decentralized community using POW, but Caspa is one of those examples. And not many out there, so Caspa is a good one for sure. It made a lot of money for people after launch. Made a lot of money, so it's really, it still has loyal members, and I was one of those who bought. I'll tell you. Will holding interest rates still pump crypto, or do we need a cut? They will cut it eventually. We're just waiting for September to come in. September comes in, guys, and we see our first cut and send it to the moon. That's what the expectation is here. To pump it up. That's what's happening, guys. And Even jasmy at 4% down. It was 32. You know, it's trying to get there. Jasmy, let's go ahead and do a deep dive on jasmy price lately. In the last month, we see 6%. In the last year, we see 679%. When you zoom out, like the saying goes, when you in doubt, zoom out, and it really helps, guys. It really helps. Major price appreciation for tokens like jasmy. You want to make money, this is what I'm personally buying. I'm a multi jasmy millionaire. I hold a bunch of jasmy. I believe this token can reach and surpass 10 cents with no problem. And if it does happen, guys, your boy is gonna be very happy and excited, and I hope you guys are too. Not financial advice, that things can go any way, right? But jasmy for sure is not messing around. It's not messing around, guys. It's not a meme coin too, so I like it. I mean, I do want to hold meme coins, but I don't want all my projects to be meme coins, right? So FYI. Let's go, BTC. I'm watching you, baby. I'm watching you. We're watching you closely right now. 66,000. Let's go, as we are expecting the decision made anytime right now. Nothing is pumping. Well, we'll see, guys. Let's go 10 minutes, guys. FOMC. Let's go to the latest. This is, oh, there's a bunch of nasty links. Oh, are you kidding me? Look at all these garbage scammers and spammers. Look at all this garbage. This is what Elon Musk needs to delete as soon as possible, man. As soon as possible, man. I hate it. I hate it, honestly. About 10 more minutes, fam. About 10 more minutes. 10 minutes for decision. Let's go. I'm excited for PEPE. Was skeptical, but now I'm feeling good about holding. Nice, buddy. It's one of those tokens, you know. It's one of those tokens. Shia wants to do something. Wants to. Let's take a look at what the results are right now for this one. 46% pause, 42% cut with almost 700. A lot of people have come here to the stream, which is really nice. Happy to see a lot of people coming in and subscribing, liking the whole deal. Really exciting. So tons of people watching for sure, you know, over the period of 2 hours or so, which is nice. We should be getting a pause at this moment. That's what the indicators are saying us. Should we get a cut? The only thing we're gonna see for the rest of the day is gonna be mega pump, mega massive green candles. That's what I'll tell you for sure. You got some bread? Let's go, Orlando. That's nice. Really good. What is going on, yo? Con Cronos. Nice. Luis Cortez, what's going on, man? Happy to see you. Done in the house. What is it? Or just make sure to warn people in your videos. New viewers easily could get scammed. Of what, buddy? Oh, the comments. Yeah, those are sad departments in other countries that are targeting a lot of YouTubers. Nothing we can do at that moment because we told YouTube many times, but they don't do anything. We block them, delete them, ban them. You ban one, 10 come out. It's a losing battle. It's a losing battle, guys. Not much you can do on that position for sure. All right, everybody, it's coming in super soon. Welcome, 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 guys. The decision of the federal funds rate, either a hike, a cut, it's all gonna come very, very soon. Don't forget to smash the like button, everybody. Consider subscribing to the channel and turn on those notification bells. Coming at you, close to 200 people watching. The beautiful thing is that right now it's no longer 2021, where most of the news were coming from YouTubers or influencers on YouTube. Now we have X, where thousands of people are there too. So whatever you're getting your information from, awesome. Make sure that you are checking different places, getting different opinions, building a much stronger argument of what to do in your personal position, because everybody's speaking on this one, and for sure, guys, it's all gonna matter. We all speak the same language, money. And once we see those green candles, it's all gonna make sense. It's all gonna make sense. The main thing we want for Powell is to be dovish. Let's go, Trump pump coming. That's nice. You're awesome, man. I gotta say, stay positive, winning dude. Appreciate it, Donnie. As always, you know how we do it. Bro, appreciate it, Donnie, for the comments on that one. But it is hard to block those comments. It's just a losing battle. I tried for sure. But yeah, I could do that for sure. I think maybe I could actually try getting somebody to really help me with those, because as soon as I post, I get like 20 scam comments, and it's just insane. From the same people, of course. 5 more minutes. We've been live for a while, and I'm really happy to see that finally the time has come, and then in about 30 more minutes we have the press conference, guys. It's so cool. It's so cool. You never know what you're gonna find on X. FY. You never know what you're gonna find on X, especially crazy pictures. Shiba Inu as of right now in the 30 minutes. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 15 minutes. This one that I like the most. I'll go ahead and add the Bollinger Bands too on this one. I think on this one should be looking at the 4 hours. Yeah, Shiba Inu looks well too in the 4 hours for the Bollinger Bands. We already dipped all the way to 4015, 4015 once again. 4017, 4018 should be the next step for Shiba Inu, guys. So make sure you get your positions in. Fourth link down below, guys, is my Lux Algo indicator, which I don't have right now here because I don't have my account set up. But it's when to buy, when to sell. Great one for entering positions, especially if you're doing futures. So give it a look. Give it a look. Yeah, there's some music right there. So it's still live, still live. We're waiting on that one. Coming in a few more minutes. At 2:30 p.m. That's good. But Bitcoin, I see that it really wants to go much higher, and I think it will do so. It will do so with no problem, for sure. Hard for AMP token, easy. Ooh, it's been a while. Still holding my AMP token. It's still earning me AMP token, thankfully. Washbox, love your content, positive attitude, man. Appreciate it, Wash. Thanks so much. Welcome aboard. Everybody have a blessed day. Let's go, Donnie. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, guys. But I mean, I know that over 700 people right now have voted, and you guys know that a cut will mean everything right now, but we'll get a pause. We'll probably get some buy the rumor, sell the news dumps, and throughout the conversation in the press conference, which should be a chill evening for some, morning for some of you, and on our way. But before we get it in 2 minutes. 2 minutes, we get the decision in 2 minutes right now. What a crazy month July it's been. What a crazy month July it's been. We saw everything: pumps, dumps, manipulation, election news, changes at the national level, Bitcoin conference. The best. Bitcoin ETF launched, like everything, guys. Sorry, Ethereum ETF launched. August, starting tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a nice bump. Usually, new month comes. It's not that it pumps, but it does have a inverse relationship. If we are bearish, we go to bullish. I couldn't be more ready for it. All right, guys, sad to say, but the spammers and hackers and garbage people on X are taking the FOMC hashtag hostage. That is so sad. That is so sad, fam. It is what, look at this. Look at this. No way. Crazy stuff, man. We just want to know about FOMC and boom. All right. Happening soon right now. In a few more minutes. Seconds. Better said. Tight your seatbelts. 2 p.m. And the decision is... rates unchanged. FOMC leaves rates unchanged. And as soon as that's it, we have the video, 30 minutes to go. Guys, breaking news. Rates are now unchanged, everybody. And we're going to have Watch Your Guru coming in really soon. Breaking news, everybody. Here it is. Let's go ahead and copy this. Post it right here for us. And let's go ahead and replace pin. And let's go ahead and end poll. Beautiful. So pause is the right answer, as we had discussed. Pause was the right answer, as based on all the predictions. The video is right now running, so in less than 30 minutes, we're gonna be hearing from Jerome Powell. Everybody, welcome. Oscar Ramos live. Welcome to another FOMC, where we always bring you the latest of listening the press conference, expecting the decision, which once again we have seen that it is an unchanged 5.25 to 550. Let's go ahead and quote this and say, next FOMC, cuts are coming. Prepare for pump. Two CPI data reports. Yeah, because the usually the CPI data is released less than the 15th. So we have August, September 11th. September 11th, that's gonna be when, yes. And the next FOMC is September 15th. So yes, absolutely. Two CPI data reports before the cut. Prior. Two CPI data prior. Prepare for pump. So excited, guys. Exciting times ahead, guys. Yep, the one coming in August, the one coming in September. Oh, baby. Things are going to get really, really, really exciting, honestly. Let's go ahead and, yep, breaking Federal Reserve keeps funds rate at 5.25 and 5.50. About to get the news from the Fed. Could be a worthwhile to watch November probabilities. Yep. Perfect. Let's go ahead and take a look at the price of Bitcoin. Right now looks as anything has changed at 66,700. Welcome everybody. How we doing? Welcome. Buck in the house, also known as Pump Timber. Oh, dude, I'm so ready for it. Well, as expected, we get a pause once again. The rates are still federal funds rates. The prime rate and other rates are still very high for some people for borrowing money. But we are all expecting the next one. Things are going to start finally making sense and get our first cut for sure. Hello, India. What's going on, guys? Welcome. Ken Army in the house. Welcome. Have you seen the massive bullish cup and handle on the Bitcoin weekly chart? If you are not bullish now, you will be when you see it. Thank you, Aussie. Appreciate it, man. Guys, I haven't seen it, but I know that we're heading in the right direction, guys. We're not messing around here, everybody. We're not messing around. You better start watching carefully as far as the market goes. Things are going to get much better, guys. And I'm so ready for it. And I'm very happy to see a lot of people coming in and bringing their own opinions when it comes to the markets. This is good, guys. This is what we need. Super bullish, guys, when it comes to what's ahead for us in the crypto space. Don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Turn on those notification bells as we are ready to see the chair said the same thing. But this time, as everybody's going to be like, okay, brother, like, when are you going to cut? If he gives us any actual guarantee that the next one is coming, then the markets are going to prepare and pump before that comes, and the cut itself could be a sell the news event. Just said it. JB in the house. What's going on, man? Happy to see you, brother. Smash the like button, everybody. BT Cronos in the house. Welcome. Really good to have you guys. Really good to have you. So the breaking news, we're still rates unchanged the entire year of 2024. It's been unchanged, guys. No excitement at all. Can't believe it. Oscar, what is your prediction for Crow with Knife in the bull run? Passing 100 million once again. I think for Caw having a 3x, almost 3x, 30 million right now to 100 million. It has to happen. Caw has everything. It is a high quality meme coin. It is still a meme coin, but it's a high quality meme coin, right? I don't see why not. It can once again pass 100 million, be recognized by the crypto.com Cronos community, and get out and explode and do decent gains for people. I'm not saying a billion, right? Although the community will say a billion misfut, I get it. But 100 million should be decent return and a target. Because you're already listed on crypto.com. I mean, it's a big achievement to do that. It's a big achievement to do that, personally. That's the way I see it. And there's many meme coins, guys, that we hold, that if they go hard, if they explode big, we're making delicious capital. Bread price prediction for this bull run. Bread, all thing I want to tell you guys is Bread is going to list on Coinbase, and all the predictions that I'm telling you right now are going to be wrong. I need to see the price discovery on Coinbase. I need to see Bread get listed. I need to see PEPE get listed on Coinbase and see them fly away like Shiba Inu was back in the day. They're gonna do so good when they get listed on Coinbase that it will be hard to believe, guys. It will be very hard to believe, but they need to get listed. That's the only caveat. If they don't, then when? If they don't, then when? From the FOMC press release, the committee does not expect it will be appropriate to reduce the target range until it gains greater confidence that inflation is moving sustainably toward 2%. That's the same that's the same thing they've been telling us for such a long time. Come on, Jerome Powell, give us something new. Give us something new. We're going to be hearing from them soon, which is good. PEPE spaces right now going in, which is really nice. Dude, they haven't cut anything, bro. They know. Oh, man. I just want to find crypto content, and I'm getting all this kind of crazy content showed on my X page. That's crazy. They're going to ban me on YouTube for that. Come on. SHIBA INU price, everybody, not really moving as of this moment. SHIBA INU price is like, nah, let's just stay there for forever. First bottle completed. 20 more minutes, guys, and we're going to hear from Jerome Powell. And this is going to be another great, successful, wrapped FOMC meeting that you and I enjoy. But before we do that, what is let's go ahead and send. Oh, actually, I can make it from here. I just remember. I'm going to leave it like that. We always want to get some delicious and beautiful polls right here. Now, this is my chat, yes. And I remember I was able to make something here. No, it's not going to allow me. Classic YouTube. This thing always sucks. No, it's not gonna allow me. Anyway, let's come here then. Plus sign, start poll. Most bullish crypto right now. That's always a good one, guys. Let's go with Bitcoin. Let's go with Cronos, SHIBA INU, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. I'm gonna give you two, guys, right here. And other. Give me the goodness, guys. Tell me what you think could happen for us. He'll be wait for the data to come in. I know, Aussie. That's always something happens every single time, man. Every single time. There it is. New poll is in the house, guys. New poll is in the house. Go ahead and take a look at it for sure. As we're expecting Jerome Powell to come in and give us the goodness. Elon meme trolls Maduro. Somehow, I think a meme con of this is coming soon. That's what I told you. That's exactly what I told you, fam. And Mario is already saying it. When we heard about this news, I said somebody's gonna make a meme coin. And let me tell you, let's go to Textos right now. Let's go to Text before everything starts. Elon Maduro. Come on, don't disappoint me. Elon fight? No? Elon Venezuela? Somebody's gonna make a meme con of this. Come on. Elon meme trolls Maduro. Maduro, maybe? Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, man. I mean, the crypto community is always on point for sure. The Fed repeats, does not expect it will be appropriate to lower rates until it has gained greater confidence Inflation is moving sustainably toward 2%. Powell isn't gonna like this. The prices is going to keep up, huh? Guys, our expectation is that we get a cut on September. Right? In September coming in. If we don't get a cut, it won't be pretty. That I'll tell you. It won't be pretty for sure. Hey, what is going on, Rebel? Happy to see you guys. Welcome. Drop a question, drop a comment in the live chat right now. We have now the press conference coming in for the July 31st FOMC meeting. We've been really having a lot of fun, understanding what's at stake here. And all thing I'm going to tell you is we're just tired. I think I speak for my entire community when I tell you that we're just tired of not seeing altcoins run. A lot of people are frustrated. Meme coin investors are demolished. Bitcoin maxis are happy because they're making money. But we, the middle class, upper middle class, or lower middle class, we need money. And the way to get money is by seeing altcoins run. We've been covering news every single day for you guys, and all thing I'm going to tell you is it's like when you're about to finish the race and it starts to hurt the most, and it starts to get the most complicated, and you think that your mind is playing games with you, and you're like, no, I just have to give up. The only thing I'm going to tell you is, like, you've been waiting, you've been holding for so many years, and you're about to give up now. I mean, doesn't make any sense. Well, that's what's happening right now. Tons of people wanted to quit on Cronos, on SHIBA INU, on PEPE, on Bitcoin, or because they see things are the same for such a long time. I know the way you feel. I really know the way you feel. But there's really not much to do, guys, other than continue holding and expecting that mega pump and then finally exit like champions. You have to exit like champions, guys. We are wary. I know. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right for sure. Can do is the alpha. Because, we always want, Oscar, while you're playing the music. I know, bro. It's just that this computer, if I play music, it's going to get cooked. And I'm not in my studio in Texas, brother. So we have the lack of pump fun today, but they're coming in by next FOMC. Guaranteed. XRP target 2022. I know. A lot of people are going to be very bullish, guys, because this is election year, and we've been talking about this since the beginning of 2024. Election year, things have changed drastically in the last month alone when it comes to politics, and that's also affecting in a way. And politics is a nasty business that affects us, the retail investors. So you guys know how things are gonna end up. Now, right now we're seeing a few things. Not the things that I wanted to see as far as the confidence in getting those rates cut. We see that the Federal Reserve does not expect it will be appropriate to lower rates. That to me is not telling me we're gonna cut rates next FOMC. But good news. Good news is that we have 2 more CPI data reports before the next FOMC meeting. Hopefully that's enough data for Powell to cut the rates and give us a much needed pump. That's my expectation. That's my expectation. It's just a summary of why they paused. Just it's still cutting in September. Correct. Two reports, I believe, is enough. Should be enough for us to have enough data, like I mentioned, right? But for right now, things are looking as no cut as expected. As expected. What is this? Fed repeats waiting for greater confidence on inflation to cut. Correct. They will panic cut in September. Like we talked before, guys. Right now, this is gonna be the last cut or the last FOMC meeting, the one in September for the sitting president. As soon as we get a new president in November, days later, literally, we're gonna get another FOMC meeting. So prepare for September to be the most volatile month in the entire year, hands down. It's gonna be the most volatile month in the entire year. September, it's gonna be another big one. Like September and November, huge ones for sure, in my opinion. About 10 more minutes, guys, for us to start looking at what is going on with the FOMC and listening to Jerome Powell. Radar already telling us what we know. That's good. Likely. That's what we see so far. Likeliness. The Fed. So here's the statement, guys. Before we start hearing Jerome Powell, why don't we go ahead and dissect what they just mentioned. Recent indicators suggest that the economic activity has continued to expand at a solid pace. Job gains have moderated, and then unemployment rate has moved up but remains low. Inflation has eased over the past year. That's better, but remains somewhat elevated. In recent months, there has been some further progress toward committee's 2%, the objective of 2% inflation. The committee seeks to achieve maximum employment and inflation at the rate of 2% over the long run. The committee judges that the risk of achieving its employment and inflation goals continue to move into better balance. The economic outlook is uncertain, and the committee is attentive to the risk to both sides of its dual mandate. I think that this is what's gonna be reading, right, to us. Kind of sounds like the same words he always uses. Yeah, 5.25 and 5.5. In support of its goals, the committee decided to maintain the target range for federal funds rate. And considering an adjustment to the rate for the federal funds rate, the committee will carefully assess the incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risk. The committee does not expect it will be appropriate to reduce the target range until it has gained greater confidence that, this is what they're gonna read, I think. Yeah, it sounds super. I've listened to so many of them that, this is what they're gonna read. In assessing the appropriate stance of the monetary policy, the committee will continue to monitor the implications of incoming information for the economic outlook. The committee would be prepared to adjust the stance. And the committee's assessment will take into account a wide range of information, including readings on labor markets, inflation pressures, inflation expectations, and financial international developments. Jerome Powell, chair, vice chair, and many more people right there. All right, that's what came in right now as the press release. And as expected, as it's boring, I see some people replying, right? boring. Things are really not moving the needle, so Bitcoin and crypto can do very well. But usually after FOMCs, you give it a few days and things start to move up. That's what I've seen before. Oscar, what about October? Huddle. October is a good month still. It's kind of continues to consolidate or grow in a decent sideways trading pace. But the months that are known for pumping is Pumptober, November as well. It's just really beautiful. December is also known. It just depends if we're in a bull market cycle, and we are. Oh baby, we're in the 30 minutes right now, and we're seeing some red coming in for BTC right here, and Shiba Inu still. About 5 more minutes, everybody. That's nice. Very happy to see a lot of people coming in, guys. Let's go. Like I mentioned, after this, we're gonna be having some really delicious ribs, much needed. Sometimes we always like to come in much earlier than everybody, listening to the news on the FOMC, and that's what's going on. Over 9,000 people watching the main page. Guys, I remember when that was 37,000. Comes to show that not many people care of what we talk about right now. It's a miracle. I mean, it's so good that we have a big community and we have almost 200 people, 300 people watching. But the reality is that classic Americans, classic citizens of the world, they don't care of what we are talking about right now. They're so behind, and when it becomes more mainstream, when we pass the election, when it's 2025 is gonna be what a beautiful year, because forget about the election cycle. Somebody won, whoever, and it's just about prosperity. The pandemic is over, completely over, and now let's just grow. That's it. That's the idea. The expectation is that 2025 is gonna be the time when a lot of people are gonna become financially free. Thanks for the laugh, and I appreciate it, Brad. Of course. Could you imagine if Elon was our next president? Nah, he's too smart for that. He shouldn't do it. Like many business people, they're too smart for that. Donald J. Trump wanted to get in because of other reasons, right? But really rich people know that politics is a game that is just not worth it. Not worth your time. Very good, very good. New post by Dr. Disrespect. That's really nice. F1C meeting live. Coming in 4 minutes, everybody. No pivot. I have Benjamin Cohen. What are you talking, my friend, right here? Altcoin and Bitcoin pairs were right again. Pairs still not yet had a monthly close below support, suggesting that once again in the Fed is unlikely to cut rates tomorrow. As also expected by many analysts, as we knew, right? All right, everybody. Very soon we're gonna be closing. I'll be muted. I'll be just with you enjoying what in the world they're gonna be talking about for us. And whatever questions you have, I'll be replying. Isn't this the best comment I've seen today? Tom. You're smart, man. You're smart. It's true. It's 100% true. That's what they do, right? All the donors, they're like, I'm too smart for that. I don't want to get involved. I don't want to get scrutiny. I don't want to get the media messing my life around. It's just not worth it. Let me just pay them $1 million, $2 million to do whatever I want. Oh, my friend. Yep, it is the way it is. That's, I mean, I know more people understand that, right? But it's true. That's why when Donald Trump ran and said, I'm paying my own campaign, it was just so foreign, because it's like, wait, what? That was at the very beginning. Now, of course, there's a bunch of donations, right, from all over. But at the very beginning, that's, I believe, what captivated a lot of people. And that's it. All right, guys. 250 people of you watching. Oscar Ramos here. Links down below if you want to support the channel. Sit down, relax, and enjoy the show. We're going to be jumping in from Bitcoin and Shiba Inu and some crypto and Twitter as well, because our FOMC meeting is starting now, everybody. We'll be watching, enjoying, listening, and like and subscribe as always. Very happy to have you here. We never miss an FOMC. Thank you so much for everybody coming in. And after the FOMC, I'll give you a quick summary, and on our way, we dismiss everybody. Rate pause, as you can see in the pin comment right now. Rate pause. There it is, guys. We're going in live. Take down the music, please. Cut the music. There you go. Music cut. There it is. That's him. Let's get to it.
Good afternoon. My colleagues and I remain squarely focused on achieving our dual mandate goals of maximum employment and stable prices for the benefit of the American people. Our economy has made considerable progress toward both goals over the past 2 years. The labor market has come into better balance, and the unemployment rate remains low. Inflation has eased substantially from a peak of 7% to 2.5%. We are strongly committed to returning inflation to our 2% goal in support of a strong economy that benefits everyone. Today, the FOMC decided to leave our policy interest rate unchanged and to continue to reduce our securities holdings. We are maintaining our restrictive stance of monetary policy in order to keep demand in line with supply and reduce inflationary pressures. We are attentive to risks on both sides of our dual mandate, and I will have more to say about monetary policy after briefly reviewing economic developments. Recent indicators suggest that economic activity has continued to expand at a solid pace. GDP growth moderated to 2.1% in the first half of the year, down from 3.1% last year. Private domestic final purchases, or PDFP, which excludes inventory investment, government spending, and net exports, and usually sends a clearer signal of underlying demand, grew at a 2.6% pace over that same period, the first half. Growth of consumer spending has slowed from last year's robust pace, but remains solid. Investment in equipment and intangibles has picked up from its anemic pace last year. In the housing sector, investment stalled in the second quarter after a strong rise in the first. Improving supply conditions have supported resilient demand and the strong performance of the U.S. economy over the past year. In the labor market, supply and demand conditions have come into better balance. Payroll job gains averaged 177,000 jobs per month in the second quarter, a solid pace, but below that seen in the first quarter. The unemployment rate has moved up, but remains low at 4.1%. Strong job creation over the past couple of years has been accompanied by an increase in the supply of workers, reflecting increases in participation among individuals aged 25 to 54 years and a strong pace of immigration. Nominal wage growth has eased over the past year, and the jobs to workers gap has narrowed. Overall, a broad set of indicators suggest that conditions in the labor market have returned to about where they stood on the eve of the pandemic, strong but not overheated. Inflation has eased notably over the past 2 years, but remains somewhat above our longer-run goal of 2%. Total PCE prices rose 2.5% over the 12 months ending in June. Excluding the volatile food and energy categories, core PCE prices rose 2.6%. Longer-term inflation expectations appear to remain well anchored, as reflected in a broad range of surveys of households and businesses and forecasters, as well as measures from financial markets. My colleagues and I are acutely aware that high inflation imposes significant hardship as it erodes purchasing power, especially for those least able to meet the higher costs of essentials like food, housing, and transportation. Our monetary policy actions are guided by our dual mandate to promote maximum employment and stable prices for the American people. In support of these goals, the committee decided at today's meeting to maintain the target range for the federal funds rate at 5.25% to 5.5%, and to continue reducing our securities holdings. As the labor market has cooled and inflation has declined, the risks to achieving our employment and inflation goals continue to move into better balance. Indeed, we're attentive to the risks to both sides of our dual mandate. We have stated that we do not expect it will be appropriate to reduce the target range for the federal funds rate until we have gained greater confidence that inflation is moving sustainably toward 2%. The second quarter's inflation readings have added to our confidence, and more good data would further strengthen that confidence. We will continue to make our decisions meeting by meeting. We know that reducing policy restraint too soon or too much could result in a reversal of the progress we have seen on inflation. At the same time, reducing policy restraint too late or too little could unduly weaken economic activity and employment. In considering any adjustments to the target range for the federal funds rate, the committee will carefully assess incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks. As the economy evolves, monetary policy will adjust in order to best promote our maximum employment and price stability goals. If the economy remains solid and inflation persists, we can maintain the current target range for the federal funds rate as long as appropriate. If the labor market were to weaken unexpectedly or inflation were to fall more quickly than anticipated, we are prepared to respond. Policy is well positioned to deal with the risks and uncertainties that we face in pursuing both sides of our dual mandate. The Fed has been assigned two goals for monetary policy: maximum employment and stable prices. We remain committed to bringing inflation back down to our 2% goal and to keeping longer-term inflation expectations well anchored. Restoring price stability is essential to achieving maximum employment and stable prices over the longer run. Our success in delivering on these goals matters to all Americans. We understand that our actions affect communities, families, and businesses across the country. Everything we do is in service to our public mission. We at the Fed will do everything we can to achieve our maximum employment and price stability goals. Thank you. I look forward to your questions.
Gina.
Gina Smilik from the New York Times. Thanks for taking our questions. Markets pretty much entirely expect a rate cut in September at this stage. I wonder if you think that's a reasonable expectation, and if so, why not just make the move today?
Thank you. So on September, let me say this. We have made no decisions about future meetings, and that includes the September meeting. The broad sense of the committee is that the economy is moving closer to the point at which it will be appropriate to reduce our policy rate. In that, we will be data dependent, but not data point dependent. So it will not be a question of responding specifically to one or two data releases. The question will be whether the totality of the data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks are consistent with rising confidence on inflation and maintaining a solid labor market. If that test is met, a reduction in our policy rate could be on the table as soon as the next meeting in September. So you asked why not today, and I would just say, again, that the broad sense of the committee is that we're getting closer to the point at which it will be appropriate to reduce our policy rate, but that we're not quite at that point yet.
Howard. So just to follow up on that a bit, if inflation behaves as you expect between now and September, would you regard a cut in September as sort of the baseline scenario right now?
So I guess I would think about it this way. I'll give an example of cases in which it would be appropriate to cut and maybe that it wouldn't be appropriate to cut. So if we were to see, for example, inflation moving down quickly or more or less in line with expectations, growth remains, let's say, reasonably strong, and the labor market remains, consistent with its current condition, then I would think that a rate cut could be on the table at the September meeting. If inflation were to prove, stickier and we were to see higher readings from inflation, disappointing readings, we would weigh that along with the other things. I think it's going to be not just any one thing. It's going to be the inflation data. It's going to be the employment data. It's going to be the balance of risks as we see it. It's going to be the totality of all of that help us make this decision.
And just to follow up on that, specifically, in what ways right now, given all you've seen over the last few months in particular on shelter, on services, et cetera, in what ways are you not confident right now that inflation is on the way back to 2%?
I think it's just a question of seeing more good data. We have seen the last couple of readings have certainly added to confidence, and we've seen progress across all three categories of core PCE inflation. That's goods, non-housing services, and housing services. So it's really just, we had a quarter of poor inflation data at the beginning of the year. Then we saw some more good inflation data. We had 7 months at the end of last year. We just want to see more and gain confidence. And as I said, we did gain confidence, and more good data would cause us to gain more confidence.
Colby. Thank you. Colby Smith with the Financial Times. The March SEP pointed to 3 cuts in 2024 with core inflation at 2.6% and the unemployment rate at 4%. Since we're now at that level in terms of inflation and already beyond what was projected for the labor market, I'm just wondering if that rate path is back to being the best guidepost for policy rather than, let's say, the shallower one laid out in the June SEP.
So I would just say, really the path ahead is going to depend on the way the economy evolves. And I can't really give you any better forward guidance on it than that. We didn't, of course, do an SEP at this meeting. We will do another one at the September meeting. I would just say I can imagine a scenario in which there would be everywhere from 0 cuts to several cuts, depending on the way the economy evolves. And I wouldn't want to lay out a baseline path for you there today. I've said what I can say about September and about today, though.
Nick Timmeros of the Wall Street Journal. Chair Powell, you've said before that you wouldn't wait until inflation got to 2% to cut rates because of how inflation has lagged. Does that apply for the labor market, too? If the labor market is back in equilibrium, why is restrictive policy and potentially very restrictive policy, given the high real funds rate, warranted right now?
So this is the very reason that we're thinking about that we've said in our statement that we're going back to looking at both mandates and that we think the risks are coming back into balance. We think what the data broadly show in the labor market is an ongoing gradual normalization of labor market conditions. And that's what we want to see. We've seen that over a period of a couple of years, and a move really from overheated conditions to more normal conditions. We are watching the labor market conditions quite closely, and that's what we're seeing. If we start to see something that looks to be more than that, then we're well positioned to respond. That's part of what we're thinking.
And when you talk about seeing something that's more than whatever softness or slowdown you expect, in the past, you've said that stronger growth wouldn't override better news on inflation. I wonder how that cuts the other way. If you're seeing more softness in the labor market than what you would expect, does that change the calculus on what you're looking for out of the inflation numbers to recalibrate policy?
So we have growth isn't one of our three. We have 2 mandates, as you know. The labor market, maximum employment is one, and stable prices is another. So we weigh those 2 things equally under the law. when we were far away from our inflation mandate, we had to focus on that. Now we're back to a closer to even focus. So we'll be looking at labor market conditions and asking whether we're getting what we're seeing. And as I said, we're prepared to respond if we see it that it's not what we wanted to see, which was a gradual normalization of conditions. If we see more than that, and it wouldn't be any one statistic, although of course the unemployment rate is generally thought to be a good single statistic, but we'd be looking at wages, we'd be looking at participation, we'd be looking at all the things, surveys, quits, hires, all of those things to determine the overall status of the labor market. But we're looking at it now. I would say again, I think you're back to conditions that are close to 2019 conditions, and that was not an inflationary economy. Broadly similar labor markets then. I think core inflation was actually running below 2%. So I don't now think of the labor market in its current state as a likely source of significant inflationary pressures. So I would not like to see material further cooling in the labor market, and that's part of what's behind our thinking. The other part, of course, is that we have made real progress on inflation, and we've got growing confidence there that we are not quite there yet, but we're getting more confident that we're on a sustainable path down to 2%. So those two things are working together, and we're factoring those both into our policy.
Chris.
Chris Rugaber at Associated Press. You mentioned not wanting to see any further cooling in the job market. Why not, or would you consider preemptive cuts to prevent if you saw risks of an unexpected cooling? Is that something you would cut ahead of time for?
So I wouldn't say I wouldn't want to see any other cooling. It would be more of a material difference. If we'd be looking at this, and if we see something that looks like a more significant downturn, that would be something that we would have the intention of responding to. So in terms of, I don't think of it that way. I think of it as, we're actually in a good place here. We're balancing these two risks of, go too soon and you undermine progress on inflation, wait too long or don't go fast enough, and you put at risk the recovery. And so we have to balance those two things. That's the nature of having two mandates, and I think this is how we balance them. It's a rough balance, but it does feel like, again, the labor market feels like it's in a place where it's just a process of ongoing normalization. 4.1% unemployment is still historically low. And we'll just have to see what the data show us.
And just to follow quickly, wanted to see what you thought of the recent JOLTS report, which did show gross hiring has come down even below 2019 levels. Layoffs remain low. So it painted a picture of a very static labor market. Is that sustainable in your view, or something that is worrying? Thank you.
So I think all of the data points continue to point to kind of the direction we would want to see. So that was taken as there was a decline in job openings. That was good. Today's ECI reading was a little softer than expected. So that's a good reading. It shows that wage increases are still at a strong level, but that level continues to come down to more sustainable levels over time. That's exactly the pattern that we want to be seeing. So I think the data we've been seeing in the labor market are broadly consistent with that normalization process. Again, we're closely monitoring to see whether it starts to show signs that it's more than that.
Steve Leisman, CNBC. Mr. Chairman, back in March, you talked about cutting rates as a process, and in June, you talked about the idea that, one rate cut wouldn't do anything. So I wonder if you can sort of follow up on Colby's question. Talk about, are you weighing the economy right now in terms of its ability to withstand multiple rate cuts? Talk us through the process that you're thinking, or is it just one rate cut? Or are you in the process now of thinking that rates need to be normalized here? Thank you.
Yeah, I can't really say that, honestly. We've seen, significant movement in the labor market. And, we're very mindful of this question of is it just normalization or is it more? We think it's just more normalization, but we want to be in a position to support the labor market. At the same time, we're seeing progress on inflation. So, we actually got to this, we raised rates a year ago at the July meeting. And if you look at the situation in the economy a year ago, inflation was over 4%. It was a completely different economy. Now we've made a lot of progress, and the labor market, as I think, unemployment was in the threes, mid threes. So it's a different economy, and I think it's coming to be time to adjust that so that we support this continued process. The thing we're trying to do is, that we have, we've had this really significant decline in inflation, and unemployment has remained low. And this is a really unusual and historically unusual and such a welcome outcome for the people we serve. What we're thinking about all the time is, how do we keep this going? And this is part of that. We think we don't need to be 100% focused on inflation because of the progress we've made. 12-month headline at 2.5, core at 2.6. It's way down from where it was. The job is not done on inflation, but nonetheless, we can afford to begin to dial back the restriction in our policy rate. And I think we're just as part of a process. In terms of what that looks like, I think most you would think in a base case that policy rates would move down from here, but I don't want to try to give specific forward guidance about when that might be, because the pace at which it might happen, because I think that's really going to depend on the economy, and that's highly uncertain.
Rachel.
Hi, Chair Powell, Rachel Siegel from the Washington Post. Thanks for taking our questions. On inflation, do the past few months of good reports look like what we saw last year, where you really had a lot of momentum with a few bumps in between? Would you characterize that kind of momentum as back on track at this point in the year?
Actually, what we're seeing now is a little better than what we saw last year. Last year, as we pointed out late in the year, a whole lot of the progress we saw last year was from goods prices, which were going down at an unsustainable rate, disinflating at an unsustainable rate. This is a broader disinflation. This has goods prices coming down, but we're also now seeing progress in the other two big categories, non-housing services and housing services. So, so the thing is, you got 1/4 of that. We had 7 months of low inflation. You got 1/4 of this. I would say the quality of this is higher, and it's good, but so far it's only a quarter. So I think we need to see more to know that we're to have more confidence that we're on a good path down to 2%. But as I mentioned, our confidence is growing because we've been getting good data. Okay. And things like the ECI report and, frankly, the softening in the labor market conditions, give you more confidence that the economy's not overheating. It doesn't look like an overheating economy. And it looks like an economy that's normalizing.
Okay. And if we were to think about the first couple of months of the year, is there any sense now that they were these blips that could have actually allowed for earlier rate cuts, as were some of the projections going into 2024?
So the thing about if what it is seasonality, and it could just be, it's very, very hard to do appropriate seasonal adjustments. If that's what it is, then that actually implies that other months were reporting too low inflation. If you smoothed it out, it's a zero-sum game. And that's why we look at 12 months. We look at 12 months because that takes all that out, all those effects out. 12-month now is 2.5% headline, 2.6% core. This is so much better than where we were even a year ago. It's a lot better. Now, the job is not done. I want to stress that, and we're committed to getting inflation sustainably down to 2%, but we need to take note of that progress, and we need to weigh the risks to the labor market and the risks to our inflation target now more equally than we did a year ago.
Michael McKee.
Michael McKee from Bloomberg Radio and Television. I'd like to ask you about the balance of risks as the American people see it. At this point, is the risk greater to leave interest rates where they are, given the damage that higher interest rates do to the economy in slowing demand and raising prices? Or is it more important for the American people that you keep rates where they are to bring inflation down?
I think that we've been given an assignment by Congress. This is how we serve the American people, is by achieving maximum employment and price stability, right? And so in our, quasi-constitutional document, the Statement on Longer-Run Goals and Monetary Policy Strategy, we look at the two goals, and if one of them is farther away than the other, the two variables, inflation and employment, if one is farther away from its goal than the other, then you concentrate on the one that's farther away, and you take account of the time to reach the goal. So for the last couple of years, the best service we could do to the American people was to focus on inflation. But as inflation has come down, and I think the upside risks to inflation have decreased as the labor market has cooled off, and labor market has softened, probably the inflation is probably a little farther from its target than is the employment, but I think the downside risks to the employment mandate are real now. So we have to weigh all that. And if you think about where that takes us, is we have a restrictive policy rate. It's clearly restrictive. It's been the rate we've had in place for a full year. And the time is coming, as other central banks around the world are facing the same question, the time is coming at which it will begin to be appropriate to dial back that level of restrictions so that we may address both mandates.
Well, you have event risk, basically, with the jobs report on Friday and another one before you meet again. Are you certain that you won't fall behind the curve and lead to unnecessary unemployment if you wait until September?
Certainty is not a word that we have in our business. So we get a lot of data between now and September, and it isn't going to be one data read or even two. It's going to be the totality of the data, all of the data, and not just and then how is that affecting the outlook and how is it affecting the balance of risks? That's going to be the assessment that we do. Of course, we'll all look carefully at the employment report, but so much other data coming in and so much happening between now and the September meeting, and we'll make a judgment.
Edward.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Edward Lawrence of Fox Business. I do want to dig deeper on what Michael and what Nick were asking. There's a shift in the statement to balance between the focus between inflation and jobs. Looking at the job sides, we've seen wage data show sort of an abrupt slowing. We're hearing on earnings calls from companies like Intel abrupt layoffs. In the jobs report from the BLS, government jobs has been a leading creator. Could the government jobs as a sector hiring mask underlying weakness in the jobs report?
Well, we'll look at everything. We've seen some tendency to have a narrowing base of job creation in some months going back, but then we've had some months where job creation was broader, and also the headline number of jobs has come down. So but you look at the whole thing, and I think you do look at private demand extra carefully. To your point about government. So we'll just be looking at all those things.
So as a follow then, so could the Fed then be behind the curve? Because you said some of the reports last meeting, you said the reports could be noisy or overstated. Was there a discussion of what kind of discussion was there for a cut today? And could the Fed be behind the curve?
Yeah, so look, the objective is to balance the two risks, right? It's the risk of going too soon and the risk of going too late. We've been, we had 7 months of good inflation data at the end of last year. We said we wanted to see more. We said that we pointed out that too much of this was coming from goods, and sure enough, the first quarter wasn't great inflation data. Now we've got a quarter that is good, and we're balancing the risk of going too soon against the risk of going too late. That's what we're doing. There's no guarantee in this. It's a very difficult judgment call, but this is how we're making it. But in terms of today, your question about today, we did have a nice conversation about this issue today. The overall sense of the committee, as I mentioned, is that we're getting closer to the point at which it'll be appropriate to begin to dial back restriction, but we're not quite at that point yet. We want to see more good data. The decision was unanimous. All 19 participants supported it. But there was a real discussion back and forth of what the case would be for moving at this meeting. A strong majority supported not moving at this meeting. That was a strong sense of the committee. But it's a conversation that we had today, certainly.
Courtney.
Courtney Brown from Axios. Thank you for taking our questions. When the Fed was raising rates, there was a lot of conversation about long and variable lags. I wonder if that applies on the way down too. How are you and the committee thinking about that?
Yes, it does. And I think the lags have kind of showed up here in the last 6 months, by the way. You really do now see the restriction. Whereas, even a few months ago, people were questioning how restrictive policy was. Look at the labor market now. You can see, and look at inflation. Rate-sensitive, interest-sensitive spending. You really do see now that policy is restrictive. I wouldn't say it's extremely restrictive, but it's certainly effectively restrictive. Yes, the lag should be on the way down. It should take some time to get into the full economy, affect financial conditions, and that affects economic activity, hiring, and that kind of thing, and ultimately inflation. It's not instantaneous, although it's faster than it used to be because markets move now in anticipation of our moves.
So are you worried then that if monetary policy acts with long and variable lags, even when you're lowering interest rates, it might be too late for the Fed to help stave off any kind of slowdown in the labor market or broader economy?
Yeah, we have to worry about that. I mean, just to make it clear, it's a very difficult, challenging judgment, and we don't want to go too soon. We don't want to go too late. But this is how we've made that judgment. I feel good about where we are. We're certainly very well positioned to respond to weakness with the policy rate at 5.3%. We certainly have a lot of room to respond if we were to see weakness. That's not what we're seeing, though. What we're seeing, look at the first half growth numbers. Look at PDFP at 2.6% for the first half. It's not signaling a weak economy. It's also not signaling an overheating economy. Labor market, admittedly, the unemployment rate has moved up 0.7, and we're seeing a normalization there. But wage increases are still at a high level. Unemployment is still at a low level. Layoffs are very low. Initial claims have moved up, but they're pretty stable, and they're historically not high at all. So the total scope of the data suggests a normalizing labor market. And again, we are carefully watching to see that continues to be the case.
Victoria.
Hi, Victoria Guido with Politico. On the labor market, I was wondering, how worried are you all about unemployment rising to the point where it triggers the SOM rule? And would that potentially affect how quickly you cut rates?
So I would just say that the question really is one of, are we worried about a sharper downturn in the labor market? So, and the answer is we're watching really carefully for that. We're aware of that rule, which is really I would call it a statistical thing that has happened through history. A statistical regularity is what I'd call it. It's not like an economic rule where it's telling you something must happen. So, again, what do we see? What are our eyes telling us? We look at all the things we're seeing, and what it looks like is a normalizing labor market. Again, job creation at a pretty decent level, wages moving up at a strong level, but coming down gradually. Job vacancies have come down, but they're still high by historical standards. So, again, I've been through some of the data already, but what we think we're seeing is a normalizing labor market. And we're watching carefully to see if it turns out to be more. If it starts to show signs that it's more than that, then we're well positioned to respond.
Is there reason to think that the labor market might behave differently this time than it has historically?
I think history doesn't repeat itself. It rhymes. I think that statement is very true about the economy. You never assume it's going to be just the same. An example would be, is there a trend increase in the level of vacancies? There are many, many examples, so it's never exactly the same. Also, let's remember that this pandemic era has been one in which so many, apparent rules have been flouted, like the inverted yield curve, for starters. So many pieces of received wisdom just haven't worked, and it's because the situation really is unusual or unique in that so much of this inflation came from the shutdown in the economy and the resulting supply problems in the face of, admittedly, very strong demand. So the whole situation is not the same as many of the other prior inflation or downturns that we've seen, or business cycles that we've seen. So we're having to learn, we're having to, to be very careful about the judgments that we make, I would say. So we don't assume that these regularities will just repeat themselves automatically.
Amir.
Thank you, Chair Powell. I'm Mara Mokwe with Bloomberg. There seems to be quite a difference between what the anecdotal data are telling us, such as the very recent downbeat beige book, and the hard data. Do you take those anecdotes seriously? That is, that the economy and labor market are cooling much more rapidly than what's shown in the data?
So I do take that seriously, and the beige book is great. What's even greater is hearing the Reserve Bank presidents come in and talk about their conversations with businesses and business leaders and workers and people in the non-profit sector in their districts. But I'll tell you, it's a pretty, the picture is not one of a slowing or, a really bad economy. It's one of, there are spots of weakness and there are regions where growth is stronger than other regions. But overall, it's, again, look at the aggregate data. Aggregate data is, particularly PDFP, private domestic final purchases, is 2.6%, and that's a good indicator of private demand. So we listen to all of that, and it does. I think it's important to listen to anecdotal data and not just look at the aggregate data. Especially, it's very hard. GDP data can be volatile quarter to quarter, so it's just hard to measure economic activity. There are a lot of. It's just difficult to do. So I look at both. Yeah, but I wouldn't say that the anecdotal data is uniformly downbeat. It's more mixed.
Thank you. Jolene Kent with CBS News. Chair Powell, thanks for taking our questions today. You have consistently said that the Fed does not consider politics in making decisions. With a possible September rate cut on the table, it would be less than 2 months before the election, and former President Trump reportedly said that cutting rates so close to the election is something the central bank knows they shouldn't be doing. What's your response, and do you believe it's possible to really remain apolitical with a September rate cut?
I absolutely do, and I think it's, first of all, we haven't made any decisions. I would say it this way. Haven't made any decision about any future meeting. I don't know what the data will reveal or how that will affect the appropriate path of our policy. I really don't know. I do know how we will make that assessment. That's what I do know. So if you take a step back, the current situation, again, is inflation has come down much closer to our goal, and that's happened while unemployment has remained low. We're very tightly focused on using our tools to try to foster that state of affairs continuing. That's at each of our meetings and all of our decisions, our focus is strictly on that and really on nothing else, doing our part, whatever that part may be. We're using our best thinking. We're doing our best to understand the economy. We follow academics. We follow the many commentators who bless us with their commentary, but we don't change anything in our approach to address other factors like the political calendar. Congress has, we believe, ordered us to conduct our business in a non-political way at all times, not just some of the time. I'll say this too. We never use our tools to support or oppose a political party, a politician, or any political outcome. The bottom line is, if we do our very best to do our part and we stick to our part, that will benefit all Americans. If we get it right, the economy will be stronger, we'll have price stability, people will find jobs, wages will rise in real terms, everyone will benefit. So that's what we believe, and that's how we will always act. This is my 4th presidential election at the Fed. I can tell you this is how we think about it. This is what we do. So anything that we do before, during, or after the election will be based on the data, the outlook, and the balance of risks, and not on anything else.
Just a quick follow-up. Do your economic forecasts and models take into account the two very different economic plans of these two presidential candidates, Harris and Trump? And if so, how?
No, we do not do that. We absolutely do not do that. We don't know who's going to win. We don't know what they're going to do. We don't act as though we know, and we just can't do that. We basically have our forecast. We can run simulations of different potential policies, but we would never try to make policy decisions based on the outcome of an election that hasn't happened yet. That would just be a line we would never cross. We're a non-political agency. We don't want to be involved in politics in any way, so we wouldn't do that.
Nicholas.
Thank you, Chair Powell. Nicholas Jasinski from Barron's Magazine. There hasn't been a dissenting vote on an interest rate decision in some time. If the data do evolve as you expect, if you do have more confidence by the September meeting, do you get the sense that there will be a unanimous vote on an interest rate move in September? Or basically, are there meaningful differences in committee members' assessments of how much more confidence is needed?
So there are always meaningful differences. There are, and you know, we talk a lot before, during, and after the meeting. We do have a very robust discussion of these things. You're right that in most cases, people, if they feel heard and they feel that their position has been given serious consideration, for most people, most of the time, that's going to be enough. There are dissents. That's fine. You know, no one has a veto. No single person has a veto. So it just is a question of who will vote for and against. We've had dissents. We haven't had so many during the pandemic era, and it just may be that we've felt more united because we felt under a lot of pressure to get things right. But before the pandemic, we had plenty of dissents, and dissents happen. It's part of the process. There's nothing wrong with dissents, and if it happens, it happens.
Jean. Hello, Jean Young with MNI Market News. Is a 50 basis point cut as a first cut at all likely or even on the table? Thank you.
I don't want to say, I don't want to be really specific about what we're going to do, but that's not something we're thinking about right now.
Jennifer.
Of course, I haven't made any decisions at all as of today.
Thank you, Chair Bell. Jennifer Schonberger with Yahoo Finance. Not to get into the minutes, but you said there was a real discussion today for moving at this meeting. I'm curious if you could provide some more color on the nature of the discussion today at the meeting about a possible rate cut as early as September.
Well, so, the way the meeting is set up, the first day there's a discussion of financial stability because it's every other meeting we have that. And then we have an opportunity to comment on that. Then we have an economic go-around. And then this morning we have the monetary policy go-around. And I think in people's economic go-around and in their monetary policy go-around, people express their views about this. And there's a range of views. People, as you will know from the speeches that they give, people have different ways of thinking about the economy. And so in the minutes, we'll lay this out in a much better way than I can do off the cuff. But there's a range of perspectives, and but I do think that we're a consensus-driven organization. People come together. This was a unanimous decision, and at the end, everyone supported the outcome, not just the voters, but everyone. So I would also say some people examined the possibility, the case for moving at this meeting, but overwhelmingly the sense of the committee was not at this meeting, but as soon as the next meeting, depending on how the data come in.
But there is a growing sense of confidence that you could move at the next meeting, assuming inflation comes.
Well, assuming that the totality of the data supports such an outcome, no question that is the case. That as I mentioned, we think that the time it's approaching, and if we do get the data that we hope we get, then a reduction in our policy rate could be on the table at the September meeting.
Nancy.
Hi, Chair Powell. Nancy Marshall-Genzer with Marketplace. Former New York President Bill Dudley wrote an op-ed in Bloomberg earlier this month, which you probably saw, in which he said, quote, "It might already be too late to fend off a recession by cutting rates. Dawdling now unnecessarily increases the risk." Is he wrong?
So this is the judgment that we have to make, and we're well aware of the judgment. We're as I've said, we have to weigh the risk of going too soon against the risk of going too late. If we go too soon, we can, we had a lot of advice, to go ahead and cut after the 7 good months of last year. We didn't. We said we needed to see more. Then we saw some higher inflation. We've seen 1 quarter of good inflation, and we've seen the labor market move quite a bit. And as I mentioned, I don't think it needs to, cool off anymore for us to get the inflation results that are related to the labor market. Not all inflation is, of course. So I think it's a difficult judgment to make, and what you see is the judgment of the committee is that time is drawing near. That time could be in September, if the data support that.
And have the chances of a hard landing increased?
So I don't know whether they've increased. I think they're low. I think this is, you don't see any reason to think that this economy is either overheating or sharply weakening. That's just not in the data right now. What's in the data right now is an economy that's growing at a solid pace, a labor market that has cooled off, but nonetheless, unemployment is low. The data overall show a strong labor market. So that's really what you see. It's neither an overheating economy nor is it a sharply weakening economy. It's kind of what you would want to see, but of course, the job is never done. We're watching to see, which way the economy heads, and I think if we are to respond to weakness, we're certainly, well equipped to do that. But that's not what we're seeing. What we're seeing is strong economic activity and a good labor market and inflation coming down.
Greg.
Thank you so much. In the minutes of the June meeting that came out a few weeks ago, there was a discussion about communications, and some Fed officials said maybe the Fed wasn't as clear enough about its reaction function. And when I talk to the commentators who bless you with their comments, they say that they really don't have a sense of what is going to judge, maybe not the first cut, but the pace of the cuts going forward. They don't have a good sense of that. Is there anything you can say, like, how will we judge that?
I think the reality is that forecasters, and this isn't just the Fed by any means, forecasters have been continually surprised by, for example, the strength of the economy last year. So I think we had to be pretty humble about giving forward guidance about this, that, and the other thing. We need to be pretty careful about that. And, when you're saying you're going to be data-driven, of course, it's always what the data, how they affect the outlook and the balance of risks, but nobody has great vision deep into the future. In terms of a reaction function, that's a long time discussion that people have had forever. I think people have understood for a long time, actually, that we were very focused on bringing down inflation. Nobody was really confused about that. The data have, again, you've seen significant improvement in inflation just for the last quarter. Markets move around on the data, really, not so much. It's not really what we're going to do. It's more just that the data keep coming in, and markets are very, very responsive to that data right now.
Go to Jeff for the last question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm going to change gears on you just a little bit from all of the rate talk and whatnot. With Fed now being in the books for a little over a year, there hasn't been a whole lot of talk about central bank digital currency, and wondering if you could give us an update on where things are with that. Is that considered a dead issue now? Is it still something that's being discussed within the committee, and what's happening with that?
It's not something that comes up at all in the FOMC. So more broadly, digital finance is an area that has really significant implications for payments generally, instant payments, and it's something that's going to really change the way it's going to make more efficient and hopefully safer and all those things, the way payments are made around the world. And so we have people who are researching that and trying to keep up to speed, because we play an important role in the payments sector, both as a convener and as an operator too. In terms of a CBDC, there's really nothing new going on. There's not much going on at all. We don't have the authority to issue a retail CBDC that's available to the public. We're not seeking that authority. So what we're doing is keeping up with developments there. Pretty much every major central bank in the world is at least doing that. Some of them are actually seriously looking at implementing a CBDC. We're really not. we're really just evaluating, the story and what's happening out there. I think it's work that we need to be doing which could be very beneficial down the road, but we don't have, on a CBDC, we don't have any plan we would need to go to Congress, and we have no plan to do that. No one here has decided that we think it's a good idea yet. Thank you.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome. Oscar Ramos live. We have completed the task of listening once again. We're loyal every single FOMC meeting since I don't really even remember right now. I gotta eat something. Guys, what's the summary? What did we listen right here? And I appreciate you all, coming in with me for such a long time right now. We're really excited and passionate about our crypto, our money, the economy. Dovish, I think that's where I can fit this FOMC. A lot of people are talking about it dovish. What it means is it's not hawkish, right? It is not aggressive. It is not bearish. It is not impulsive as far as overheating an economy that we have to be worrying about. Right now, most of the questions, I think 80% of them were, when are you going to cut? When are you going to cut? How much more data? Like, when? And Jerome Powell is saying we need to continue seeing more good data. And if that data is available and we have the totality of it, September, which he hasn't confirmed, there's gonna be a meeting in September. He said it many times, but if it does happen in September, a rate cut, it's on the table. It's on the table. So how cool is that, guys? I think right now we didn't get what we wanted, but we got what we expected. And I mean, bottom line, I'm bullish. I'll continue buying. I'll continue believing. I'll continue publishing and telling you guys every single day the great news of crypto. This just adds to more. And you're seeing right now on the screen. You're seeing right now on the screen. Let me go and close this poll right now on the screen. You're seeing right now on the screen the drop. With 430 votes right now, most bullish crypto right now with 39%. Shiba Inu takes the win with 35%. Bitcoin and Ethereum win too, and other ones you're already posting, guys. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments right now what you feel about the live and everything. Appreciate it, Tom. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Josh. Thank you so much. A lot of things are in the green for the day. Don't panic, guys. Bright days coming in later. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming into the space. I'm out. I've been live for I don't even know how long, for a long time. But it's time for me to relax, enjoy, have a good lunch. But it was another good FOMC meeting, I think, in my opinion. In my humble opinion, there's nothing more than continue believing in the projects, supporting communities, buying the dip. From right now to September, when we have that expected FOMC meeting, I'm looking ahead as more dips, Bitcoin breaking $70,000. In a few more days, we're gonna get more political news, political rallies, political updates. Kamala Harris VP will be announced. There's gonna be an array of different news, more conflicts probably in the Middle East with Israel, with Hamas, with Palestine, with Russia, Ukraine, China, Taiwan. Oh man, the list goes on. Asset managers buying and selling Bitcoin, governments buying and selling Bitcoin. It's crazy, guys, but as always, really enjoy this opportunity to be with you guys, and I super appreciate your love, your passion for the channel. Like and subscribe, please. Also wanted to tell you a big one, guys, which, we gotta make sure that we don't sell when whales sell. They want to buy your crypto, and that happens all the time. I'll see you next time, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Let's go, everybody. Thank you so much to all my moderators, my subscribers, and everybody here coming into this space. I'll see you next time, guys. Peace. Let's go. Thanks so much.